without good marijuana, huh, brother?
Say what?
How you going to enjoy good music without good marijuana? Big bamboo, it grows good and long. The big bamboo, it grows good and strong. The big bamboo stand up straight and tall. And the big bamboo pleases one and all.
Hello, Wayne.
Good day. This is Governor Christie's favorite music. Play it loud. He wants to hear it. Oh, don't worry, he's not inside.
He'll be here soon.
Let's hope so. Give him a seat at our table. Biggie, bong, bong.
Yeah, but it's the truth. It's all about the truth.
The truth
will set you free.
What is El Libertad? No, that's liberty. No, it's freedom. Oh, is that your shirt in Spanish?
See?
How does it go? Medica / Libertado.
En casa de necesidad médica.
You speak Spanish?
See?
This stuff you learn.
¿Te gusta beso negro?
Sierra Cancer, glaucoma, hepatitis C, estrés. Hey, turn around.
Hey, come on, man. We can't see your shirt.
www.universalars.net. No, it's defunct. Okay, we'll just give them the www.medical-freedom.com.
Welcome to the Sativa Cross podcast on Trenton Thursdays. I like to call it Thursdays in Trenton, but they told me Tit would not be a good name for the show, so we can't go with Tit. We got to think of something else besides Tit.
How about tits?
Trenton in Thursdays in Trenton.
Thursdays in Trenton, or Trenton.
Let's work on this some more, but we need to get a good name for this podcast.
If you have any good ideas, feel free to email us.
No, phone them in.
Huh?
Phone them in.
Yeah, okay, sure. Phone us in.
Okay, give us a call. Who's giving out their number today?
www.medicalfreedom.
That's what I thought.
I'll do it. No one ever freaking calls me.
I know. They don't call me.
If you have any good ideas for the podcast name here, Thursdays in Trenton, the whole purpose is to protest that the NJMMP, the New Jersey Medical Marijuana Program, is not working. It's just not working. I'll give you a million reasons why. Anyway, we're just looking for a name for the podcast. You call 862-222-3332, and the winner gets a nice Cannabis King joint. That's what I'm talking about, a nice Cannabis King joint.
Is that a real number, or is that Chris Christie's office?
No, it's not Chris Christie's office.
That's a real number.
862.
No, Jim, you can't call. That's not fair.
You have to be the winner. You have to be the winner.
How long is this going?
It's we'll give it till we get the name of it.
Okay.
All right. Or you could also email your entry at thecannabisking@gmail.com. thecannabisking@gmail.com. The winning entry wins a pop pocket with a Wayne joint, a Cannabis King joint in there. Can't beat that. And I'm not going to guarantee that that's medical marijuana. It's marijuana, but I don't know about medical. Anyway.
Well, so I have a box here.
It's all medical.
Don't tell me the flag's not in it.
No, I have a box here, and I didn't want to do anything to it because when we got here, William came up to us, and he says, hey, I'm here to help, guys. And then me and Jim started doing stuff. Then William just walked away. He's got a craft. William has a craft out of getting out of work because he grabbed somebody, and he just started walking with them and just annoyed them for the whole time he walked down the street. Got out of working.
I'm the guy he annoyed.
Well,
I
then he
did
got
more
to you.
work than both you guys.
So
I had to deal with him.
So I am not going to unpack this box because that's going to be William's job today is to do his.
I'm being punished.
He's being punished, and you have to unfurl your own flag today.
No, that's a beautiful thing.
I love that flag.
I remember when I used to go to Catholic school.
Actually, it's your flag.
All right, who kicked him in the nuts? What happened?
Are you gonna? Come on, let's go.
What-
Open it up.
Are you going to unfurl your flag
Okay.
from medical-freedom.com?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, the real voice
We're doing him
slipped
a
out.
frame, really.
One just dropped back into place.
It's like Catholic school, you know, like school. You were actually had to raise the flag every morning. Let's go, flag boy.
Flag boy.
Is that where you want
Flag
it?
boy with an L.
Can people see that?
Hey, flag boy. Yeah, I can see it.
So we got a first going today. Lefty knows what it is.
Uh-oh.
I don't
reach
know
that
if
far.
Wayne knows what it is. I don't think William knows. Anybody should know what it is, though. For 20 weeks last year and the first 15 weeks of our season this year, it's been a Thursday informational protest. But it's not really an informational protest because people don't come out and protest. And we don't hold signs. We tape them up and do a podcast. So
Because we're lazy.
because I get to do this unilaterally, I'm declaring it today. This is a podcast, is the event. Whatever name you guys are naming this specific podcast, it's a Coalition for Medical Marijuana supported podcast.
CMMNJ.org.
It's not the other way around. You're not supporting the coalition. The coalition is supporting you right now because this
Wow, I
is
like that. I just got
this is
turned
the
on.
event. This is what it's all about. The podcast. Now, okay, all the other people that came to the informational protest. What do you think? Oh, there's nobody else here because it's a podcast. Now, I say
They'll be here. They'll be
that
here, Jim. Have
it's
faith.
a working. No, I know we have our hardcore, but they come to watch the podcast now.
Yes.
It's what they do. It's what I do. I set up for the podcast. I'm your road crew now, and
He's our roadie.
I'm happy to be so.
We got Jim Miller as a roadie.
Did you ever expect Jim Miller to be
Holy
one of your
shit.
minions?
I'm that's it. Well, I am.
it.
I can't provide
This
the
is
service you do,
beautiful.
and you're providing a more important service than we are
I feel like
by
I'm with
showing up
somebody.
talking to nobody.
Are you going to dispute this, Wayne, or should I?
No, I agree.
I concur.
All right, I agree with you.
I concur, and I thank
You're
you.
right. Yeah, thanks.
So I get to say that, and so now what this is it's the weekly Thursday podcast from the State House steps. It's whatever you want to call it. We're going to get a new Facebook page saying so and abandon the old one. It's done deal.
Sounds like Jim's on board finally.
It's a done
No,
deal.
Jim was always.
No, it just makes sense.
He was always on board.
I know. Jim's been great, man.
It's what it is.
He carries two speakers a week.
That keeps
out
me
here.
balanced.
Back
I can't
and
carry one.
forth.
I walk in circles
I mean,
if I have one.
come on.
Maybe.
Come on. This guy's great.
It's a beautiful thing.
But it's for the people that can't be here, and one part of the reason it's hard to get people come out is people are working, and those who most want to support are sick. A lot are sick.
That's the key
Or taking
right there.
care of somebody
that's
sick, and
the
it's
thing.
hard for
The
them.
key
So
to that is, in order to be in the New Jersey medical marijuana program, you have to literally have serious.
yeah,
You
congratulations
have
is
to have
not the word that
serious-
comes to mind.
Exactly. It's like, hey, you got terminal cancer. You get your card. You know, like, hey, you got your golden ticket.
Yeah,
No, it's not like that.
And worse yet, if you know somebody has a card and they don't look sick, that's when you should feel especially compassionate. Because at least a person in a wheelchair or a walker, when I was hurt, doors were open for me. Nobody begrudged me anything, and it was nice at least that I didn't have to explain to people. But I'm sitting with two patients right here, and I wouldn't trade places with either one of you for that card. I wouldn't. I don't know who would.
Well, you experienced a lot of pain with your
Yeah, I s-
ankles.
yeah, I still do.
Horrible pain. You still do.
Yeah.
So you're right there with us, man. It's just that you don't have a card. You're not. You're an unregistered patient, basically.
I understand technically.
No, your pain isn't on our level. Sorry.
No, your pain.
Sorry. Sit down. Go away.
That's what the program. He's speaking as the
You're right,
program
you know.
speaking. This is not. Let me clear it up. It's not Wayne being Wayne. It's Wayne being the program. He's being
So
the
what?
voice
You had a
of the
couple of
program.
screws in your friggin' foot. So
Yeah,
what?
big
Yeah.
deal.
Oh no, yeah.
Walk
I
it
had
off.
a external fixation device that I could use as a slingshot. I put a
Is
small
he talking
American
dirty?
flag on
There's
it.
children listening to this,
Hey,
Jim.
this is a marijuana show. Mr. Miller.
Jesus.
So, but it did help me. That's when I found out how well it worked with the opiates that I had to take for pain. My doses were much lower. I knew it. And how many times have we got to hear that story before somebody starts to understand that this is tied into the addiction rate and the mortality rate amongst addicts in New Jersey, because pain is not an allowable indication. And in states where it is, they've seen around a 25% drop.
I laugh because I've had a couple of bad back surgeries, and it's funny. It's like I could tell everyone about the pain, the excruciating daily chronic pain I have. They don't care. But if I had that intractable skeletal muscular spasticity and my muscles are spasming, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Then he can get the card.
He's speaking again as the program. That's the rules.
It's crazy.
Well, that is.
That's why we're here, people.
It's jumping into the forefront. When I read twice in my morning newspaper, the Courier Post, about the addiction rate and everything must be tried, I agree. But to ignore or try to confuse the statistics that say pretty well show states with pain being treated with cannabis legally, the addiction rate is down, the mortality rate from addiction to opiates and heroin, because it's the pharmaceuticals that people are getting addicted to. And then when they can't get more because of the monitoring that's going on, heroin's 25% of the cost. That's what happens. That's where it's going now. And we need to find some support for this in the addiction services community, I think, or at least make them say why not. What do you think?
Have to open their eyes.
Yeah.
At least.
You know, but that's going to be, you almost got to open them and put toothpicks on their eyes, keep moving to see something. It's going to take probably more than an email. We have to force discussion. And there are ways to do that. Could offer a reward. Not really. I think, and I floated this idea before, I would pledge $20 to see Mary Pat Angelini, Assemblywoman, talk with somebody about medical marijuana for 20 minutes on record. Equal time and civility was the only rules. I would pledge that towards her favorite charity. If another 10 or 20 people did, my point is to start making people say, no, I'm not only not going to discuss it, I'm going to do so in a manner that's going to keep $200 from being deposited in my favorite charity's bank account. She'll be costing her charity money by not talking, is the point. And it's just a pledge. The reason I could pledge it is if she had the talk, it'd be worth $20, but I'm pretty sure my money would be safe, and we could just prove that she is the coward.
I think you got it all wrong, Jim.
How so?
How so?
How so?
We already know the outcome. She won't do it.
I know, my money's safe.
So how about we pay her to shut up?
Yeah, okay, that's another. That's how we give her a choice. You come and we're going to hound you with this and make you look like a coward.
Shut up and go away.
Or
Shut your mouth.
You can have the money yourself, and then you can shut up and go away.
Just shut up. Go get your hair done, get your nails done.
Oh.
Go out drinking, because God knows, you love to support
We
the
do not
alcohol.
condone
Get
or
back in the
endorse
kitchen.
sexism
You know.
on the show.
Yeah, get back in the kitchen, take your shoes off.
I didn't tell her. Well, I want her to look pretty. I mean, she's a pretty manly-looking, woman.
I would say she looks well.
Yeah, she looks well. And I haven't heard swell since the 1950s.
Did you
That's
say
refreshing.
swell?
She's well kempt
Oof. And Lefty would know.
with her pearl necklace.
So, is the educate me? Is the bill to allow children with developmental disabilities their cannabis oil in school? Should they be recommended that and have a recommendation? And it's 2537, I think, is the bill number. Is that on the governor's desk?
It's been on his desk.
Has it been on? Because he's
At least 10 days.
he's got 30 days, and I'm not sure if it's business.
45.
45.
45. Well, that would,
45, and that's a good
including
question.
weekends. Yeah.
Is it business or that's a good
Yeah,
question?
but either way, he can't pocket veto this because it's not a lame duck session yet. So if he doesn't veto it, it becomes law after that.
But he's waiting. Sorry, kids, gotta wait.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm telling you. It's this. Sorry, kids.
It took
it's
me
not
a
even
year to
funny.
figure out if I want to be president. It's going to take me at least 45 days to figure out what to do with this. Yeah.
Well, as we speak, I know for a fact that Jenny Barber, little 16-year-old girl, is supposed to be at school right now, but she can't.
She being homeschooled, or is she just going half a day, or
She's doing half days because they won't give her her medicine
oil? It's just
that would make
oil.
prevent her from having a seizure. And the bill, as you said, the bill is on the governor's desk, but the governor's got to be at his desk, because we know he hasn't come in today. Not saying he isn't working.
He's in Camden today, right about now.
He's in Camden,
That's good. I mean, they need to.
or
see
he's
him.
in Maine, or
Mainly
he's
he's in-
wherever.
Mainly he's in Camden, though.
The messed up part is Jenny has to be home.
Yeah, well, so she's doing half days instead of whole, and as I understand it, all they need is for the nurse to administer the oil orally, which is really not a tough assignment. and I'm
Don't
pretty-
even have to do that. All they have to do is like, yo, here's your aspirin. It's in
is it a
cap
pill?
form.
Is it a cap form? Yeah.
And it's in capsule form. It's like, here's your medicine. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. You
But,
swallowed
you
it
know,
good. Go back
and-
to class.
Right, they go to the nurse's office, you come back, you exhibit no signs of being high, and she gets to stay in school. But they're hiding behind federal law? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
The school's hiding behind federal law.
So what does the state law do? Are they going to say then, well, this doesn't...
Well, actually,
Trump federal law?
the state attorney general, I forget his name, but he actually is with the barbers, saying, according to Kuma law, according to state law, nothing's wrong with administering.
And we're following
medicine.
state law with you guys as patients. I mean, there's no problem with any of the other patients. So I guess we're
But that's
looking
on
at...
a lawsuit.
I got a $5 bet with a board member at the Coalition for Medical Marijuana. I bet that Christy would sign this.
This guy's crazy.
No odds, straight
That's
up.
why you
bet.
only bet $5.
Hold on. You know you're not allowed to like make bets if you're like, stoned or something, right?
No.
Well, no, you can get away. You can get off of it that way. You'd be like, "Yo, I was very inebriated at the time." Because
$5. What a joke.
come on, this guy ain't gonna sign nothing unless it's the
I'll tell you-
bill
I'll
to
tell
his
you why I think he's
lobster and steak meal. He ain't signing shit.
I think he's going to sign it because it's the kind of thing even Republicans in his base, as running for
10 days. It's
president,
been over
would
10
not
days.
would not begrudge that. This is something that would be hard even for Republicans to argue. I mean, if they can't tell Donald Trump sit down and shut up, they're not going to tell him you did the wrong thing. I think he'd gain.
Jim, I
Some
would expect
popularity.
anything because in Colorado, they just said that PTSD is not a qualifying condition.
That's what I want to
for
talk about
medical
today.
marijuana.
That's what I want to talk
So
about.
I don't trust any of these people to do the right thing because
I
they don't
wanna talk
care about our vets or our kids or nothing. They just.
Why would they say that in a state that has legal consumption for adults?
Thank you.
Why,
it
why would
makes
they
no
do that?
sense.
So basically, they got to go to a different store.
You know, it's a big FU to the people that have served our country. That's what it is. It's a big FU. That's all it is. Really.
We need some more information on how that came about. I mean,
Talking about Colorado right now.
The bunch of commie pinkos out there that don't allow PTSD, that don't support the troops.
Yeah, I care about New Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wrong what happened in Colorado yesterday. But I think New Jersey has a bill in this friggin' building behind us right now. It's allows for PTSD to be a qualification to get medical marijuana. I bring this up because I think it's time. And New Jersey could be the leader, believe it or not. Because I don't think, is PTSD on any other medical marijuana?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. New Mexico is about one quarter of their recipients have post-traumatic stress. It's one of their main conditions, and they're doing just fine. There's no
Wow.
problems with that at
Okay.
all.
That's why I love having Jim Miller here.
Smart guy.
And then there's also states that allow it to be up to the physician. And so then it's good there. I believe it was 9, now 8 perhaps with Colorado doing that you can get recommendations or prescriptions for post-traumatic stress. And
And we may just not know about it because of the HIPAA laws. we may not know each patient's story.
This is true.
So.
And
Interesting.
New
it's
Jersey needs to come forward.
well, it's
They need to get that bill on Governor Big Boy's desk.
well, that has to be
Let him look like a moron while he runs for president. That's a joke. This guy running for president is a joke.
Well, the fact that he's
What
making these kids wait is a joke.
Of course.
What do you it's,
You know, but put it on in front of him.
Sign that thing immediately. These kids are suffering.
I don't understand how come the media isn't even covering it. It's really sad. They wrote about it one friggin' day and that's it. Dropped it.
I wonder what Donald Trump would think about post-traumatic stress for victims of rape.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, for victims of rape.
Somebody's doing the raping,
You did
Don.
it.
I
You
mean,
did it,
you
Jim.
know, I mean, somebody's doing that. You think it's women?
Well, then if he's concerned about that, these women that are being raped by the Mexicans that they're sending here,
Oh my God.
but should they not deserve relief from their post-traumatic stress caused by this?
Thank you.
I think
Thank
Donald
you.
Trump should back us wholly.
Yes.
And he you know,
A lot of women have PTSD, and it's unreported.
It's more than
we
women.
hear about veterans, and this is what's going to move the issue. But the fact is, there is a far greater population than veterans that have post-traumatic
Yes.
stress. Just like we can't see reasons for your pain as we sit here, we can't see the anguish women face after that, and those who watch somebody get killed in a home invasion or many other reasons far outnumber the veterans, but they're even more invisible and less likely to talk about that without it making the problem worse. So,
Are that supporters? Are they supporting us? Thank you for your
Yes.
support.
Yeah.
Are they supporting, or are they just beeping at the bus?
no, we
Oh,
always.
they're beeping at the bus is not
Thank you.
moving.
No,
Thank you. Thank you.
Support.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. You can go now. Thank you.
He's trying to figure out
they're-
what's going on.
Oh, they're in
here.
traffic. Oh, never mind.
What's going on here?
Well, you know, you don't usually see somebody set up like this at the steps of the State House.
Nobody's doing this, Jim. Nobody in the world. And how many people in the country? 300 million? I keep saying this. 300 million people? And how many people are
330.
doing this today? Podcasting in front of the State House. One?
Well, in this
two,
podcast? Oh,
three,
dear.
Yeah.
four.
4 of us.
Out of 300 million, is 4 people doing this in the
4 of
world?
us.
It's probably
And there's listening.
there may be other people we don't know about, but I would venture to say no.
I don't think so.
No, it's you go through a little bit of effort to set up. It's not like people can just sit down and whip out a briefcase and start talking. It takes a little bit of work.
Also, out of 300 million people in the United States, the 4 of us have done something that 300 million people have not done either. The 4 of us have all smoked cannabis at police stations and let the police know we were going to smoke cannabis at the police station.
I haven't.
Well, you haven't, but you were there with us.
I was with you, yeah.
And William was with us. I don't think you smoked either, William, because you follow Kuma, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 4 of us have done a lot of things that 300 million people haven't done, and there's only 1 viewer. One
many?
viewer.
Yeah, but they're
That's
mostly
me.
they're mostly
That's you.
It's me. I'm watching
they're
this.
mostly well they're listening. This isn't used for quite the visual it should be.
People actually watch this on their time.
They do. No, it's good because they,
They
can
watch it and
when
listen it on their time, which is great.
And it's just
Because
as
trust
good
me,
as
I get people yelling at me saying, "Why the fuck did you say blah blah blah?" It's like, come on, dude, you really watched
now
it?
somebody's gonna say, "Why the fuck did you say? Why
Watch
the
the
fuck did you say
language.
blah blah blah?"
Oh, language. Oh, little kiddies,
Oh no.
little kids.
Oh no.
Oh
What
kids
do
here.
you put on?
What you-
No, we got to be very careful.
Be careful, kids. Be careful. Governor Christie's here.
We should be setting an example.
You don't want Governor Christie. Oh no. No, kids, run. It's Governor Christie. Oh no, run. He's going to get you. He's going to eat you. Oh no. Run. Run, kids. Hide under the bus. Hide. Oh God. Oh, the humanity. Run. Run, little Jimmy. Run, Johnny. Run for Governor Christie. He's going to eat you. Governor Christie's going to eat you. Run.
Don't have any Twinkies on you.
No! Run! Oh, the humanity! Hey, Christy! Leave those kids alone!
Lassie, Timmy needs help.
Governor Christie. God bless
I'm
you.
glad Governor Christie didn't get you, kids.
Be
Watch
safe.
out. Be safe. He's out there. He might get you. Be careful.
Really
Governor-
nice they get to go on a tour. It's a pretty impressive building.
It is. You're going to have a
It
good
is.
time. It's a cool building. It's too bad the governor takes up half of it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, not today. He's off. Today he's off. He might come in later. I doubt it, though.
It's Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Dan.
Well,
Hi,
if
Dan.
anybody
Hi,
should happen to be
Dan. Hi,
listening,
Dan.
we are here today. Apparently, there's a Facebook message attributed to me got out that this was canceled. What happened was I started a new page and got halfway through it and just canceled it. And, you know, maybe the invites went out and then it was listed as canceled or something. But
So it's your fault.
no, it was a test. People know it's every Thursday. If they got a message that said I was in the Dominican Republic and needed money right away, would they believe that too? Would they?
How much you need, Jim?
About $350.
Let's put up an account.
All right, listen, really, hey, call that
Yeah.
number I gave earlier.
What was the number?
862
862
222
222
3332.
3332.
And
222?
we're trying to get a fund together for Jim. Jim needs 350. We don't know what for. We'll figure it out, though. But more importantly, name the podcast contest.
Yeah, it's got to have a name. Well, right
The
now
name.
it says Sativa Cross Live Podcast.
I like
and-
that.
and Magic
I don't
Marker
like
on a poster
Sativa
board.
Cross. I'm an indica guy.
Shut up.
I love
Well,
sativacross.com.
I like this Sativa Cross logo. It doesn't necessarily have to be called the Sativa Cross Podcast.
It could be called something with Sativa Cross in it. Like by Sativa Cross or like
Yeah.
Tit by Sativa Cross or
Indica and Sativa Cross.
We're gonna have a banner made up. So
a banner like this.
yeah, well, something that's more that'll fit on the front of the table, so it'd be like the other one.
Wow.
Well, no one's calling, so
Well, we only have one listener, so.
that's me.
Oh, damn.
I should stop listening,
Why
huh?
don't you call in too?
Hold on.
Let's just all get on our phones and talk to each other in a conference call.
Well, I know we don't have a format yet because we don't have a producer, but I do have a story. I was given a video by Alan Gordon today. Did you see the video by Alan Gordon?
What the hell is that guy thinking? The sad part is I watched that,
the
that
horn?
crap. Well, first it's like, and then he gets the
Who is this?
Alan Weed Jesus, Weed Jesus.
I'm sorry to have to do this, but
sorry.
I'm going to have to ask you
Who we got
to
here?
step down. You've followed a bad order. I'm going to have to ask you to turn your gun and your badge over.
In Rhode Island,
He's talking to a
what
police
pilot was
officer.
told to write here.
He told the cop to turn his gun and badge over.
Jesus of
They're
Nazareth.
having. Hold on. Put that on hold. Hold it. We'll do it like a real radio show. So they go to this. What the fuck? Is it a graveyard?
It's some fountain. I don't know.
It's called like the Freedom Park.
Yeah.
But it's like in a graveyard in Rhode Island. And they got this well, and it's the Freedom Well. And I don't know my history too well, but who's the guy in charge? Like the dead dude? It's like his Roger Williams. Is it Roger Williams?
Okay.
And you know,
You
it's
got
like
a dead guy in charge?
well, no, he's the dude who he's supposed to stand for religious freedom or some type of freedom. I don't know. I'm not a history buff.
Yeah.
And that's why they specifically go to this park.
To be free.
Yeah, so they could perform their religious.
With a captive audience.
But wait a minute. They're allowed to smoke cannabis though, aren't they? In Rhode Island?
Yeah, but it's not like New Jersey. See,
Okay.
they're not, dude. They don't do what we do. They can't.
Nobody does.
It doesn't matter where it's legal. It's like only in Jersey are you actually allowed. That's how stupid
Okay.
these people are in these buildings. They actually made a stupid law that said wherever you can smoke cigarettes, you can legally medicate. That's anywhere. That's like anywhere.
Thank you very much.
That's police stations. That's 25 feet right outside a courthouse. That's 25 feet right outside the state house. I mean, wherever you can smoke a cigarette, you could legally medicate. Now, if that's the case, do you realize that, like, even in Colorado, where it's legal, cannabis is legal, you can't be smoking a joint outside on the street.
Nope. Gotta hide.
You got to be doing it in your house
Is that in a trend?
or in your car. And that's how it is in Rhode Island. So, you know, it's like, hey, if you need to medicate, do it in your house or they actually let them do it in the car, and not while they're driving. You know, the keys, just like it's kind of like New Jersey's Kuma. The keys have to be out of the ignition, and you can't be planning to go anywhere.
If they were taking public transportation, they might as well leave their medicine home.
Yes.
Because they would have no car and nowhere to take their medicine.
That's so weird.
But they actually take their car to this park.
In a graveyard.
I think it's a graveyard.
Make it a graveyard. Nobody's listening.
I mean, that's where like the dude Roger Williams or whatever his name is. That's where he's at. You know, it's his park. You know, it's where he was buried and all.
That is rejected by a solid majority of United States citizens in a state
This is
where
great.
the deaconess
The
has
cop's
medical
just like
permission,
looking at him like,
religious right that does not come from a court, does not come from a police officer
He's good
or
at
a
giving
Park
speeches.
Service agent.
He's
At
great.
the very birthplace of religious freedom, and I expect you to relieve yourself of duty as the German officers should have
Was he
prior
supposed to take a
to
crap?
being told that at Nuremberg.
When we come back on our cross, there will be cannabis.
The reason that Congress has not followed the clear wish of the United States public
Here's the horn.
about
Here's
legal
the horn.
cannabis is pressure from pharmaceutical industries. And people are dying because not one law officer will step up and say, wait a second, that's a bad order.
It's one of them annoying horns.
it's the shofar. He's blowing the shofar.
That is an annoying,
No, he's not blowing the shofar.
annoying sound.
Hysterical.
Relieve yourself of that shofar. I'll shoot you with my gun that I didn't relieve myself of.
The dude's just
God
like, you
can
gotta
only
watch the
take so
video.
much, you know. Attorney
guy's just like-
General would say justified, go home, you know.
Dude just like looking at him like, I really don't care what you say or do right now.
You know, it's I
But don't light
had
up that
the
joint.
pleasure of going to the DEA office in Philadelphia with Diane Farnbacher some years, 2004 I think it was, where she presented them with a cease and desist order. But it
She's
was
almost as crazy as this guy.
Yeah, it was. Well, and then she went through the whole thing, and it was just kind of funny. And actually, she did it to the cameras outside their door. And then, oddly enough, I mentioned the person I had been in contact with at the DEA, Elizabeth Murphy Esquire, and they knew her, and they sent 2 people out right away. And then I gave them a cease and desist order too, because they came out for that. Here, you know, just to name drop somebody, but it shows commitment. And actually, you know, we can laugh at him, but he's doing.
I'm not
He's doing.
laughing at him.
No, I am. Well, I am. Sorry, but I'm going to give him quite the credit that he is out there doing that for what he believes in, and we are not attracting a crowd in front of the State House to stand here and have coffee for what they believe in. So he's outdoing the people that we're working with right now. And if we had that kind of enthusiasm that we also have, times a few, hell, then that's why it's your podcast now and we're helping you.
Such a deal.
Yeah. I like that sort of thing, though. You know, somebody get out
they're
and
crazy.
Get and do that.
That's just
He
like,
really had the speech power, the tone. It was just,
of course.
it was funny.
He don't mess around.
No. And I expect you to relieve. I thought you to relieve yourself. Like, well, it's illegal. Oh, via weapons, just like they did at Nuremberg. I'm pretty sure they got their weapons before they got to Nuremberg, but I get his point. The governor could be he could be coming back here when he's done with Camden.
No, please, come on, Jim. What's the matter with you?
No, he could.
He's gonna go to Camden, and then he's gonna hit the buffet. Okay, come on now. This dude's gonna be in. He's gonna be lunching it till at least 4 o'clock. You know this.
I got 350 that says he's coming here. I don't really have that. I'd have to get that from you to pay you.
Wait, I want to play this again. This is too funny. This is the funniest thing ever.
It's time for an end to that.
I'm sorry to have to do this, but I'm going to have to ask you to step down. You've followed a bad order. I'm going to have to ask you to turn your gun and your badge over.
In Rhode Island, the pilot was told to write here, and yes, there's an explanation.
Ann Armstrong has a crucifix, and she's holding it, and she's reading off the INRI part, King of the Jews. I'm not sure why she's doing that, but I love
She's
these
a
guys.
Catholic.
I love them. I think they're great. All right, my video just stopped for some reason. I don't know why.
Who, us?
No, not us. We're still up. Actually, believe it or not, we're still up and running.
Jesus of Nazareth,
There it is.
King of the Jews.
You are attempting to enforce a law that is rejected by a solid majority of United States citizens in a state where the deaconess has medical permission, religious right that does not come from a court, does not come from a police officer or a Park Service agent, at the very birthplace of religious freedom. And I expect you to relieve yourself of duty
Birthplace of
as
religious
the
freedom.
German officers should have prior to being told that at Nuremberg.
When we come back on our cross, there will be cannabis.
The reason that Congress has not followed the clear wish of the United States public about legal cannabis is pressure from pharmaceutical industries. And people are dying because not one law officer will step up and say, wait a second, that's a bad order.
That's a bad order.
Wait a second.
Somebody's
That's
gonna-
a bad order.
Somebody's gonna come out and want to confiscate that flugelhorn or whatever it is.
You blow that show for one more time.
But
We're gonna shoot.
He was in the middle of his thing, and she said, "In a moment, we're gonna be back with the cannabis talk."
On the cross, cannabis on the cross. She just like keeps. But the funny part is,
Oh, that's not the funny part.
That's not.
they do this every day.
Yeah, this is like an everyday
They've-
thing.
Every
they've been-
day.
They've been doing this.
We do this once a week, and they're doing that every day.
They're getting arrested. You know, like they're lighting up. You know, they're letting the cop. You know, like they got all the cops and all the feds and all the park police. Like, don't light up that cannabis. Don't light up that joint. And they're like, right now, we're going to burn our sacrament of cannabis, and they just start lighting it up, and then the
You
cops
get
come.
arrested?
Of course.
Yeah.
But-
This is in Massachusetts?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island?
He's trying to test the Religious Freedom Act.
They're making us look good.
Their deaconess. And he's like, that's what he calls her. I will protect my deaconess.
I protect my deaconess too, if that's what you call it. Whatever you want to call it. Gotta protect it.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, too funny, man. You
The
can't make this up.
classic. The classic.
So what sound do you hate more, the shofar or the bagpipes? What's worse for you?
Ooh, good question.
I like the shofar. It just makes me laugh.
It does. It's
It
kinda
sounds like a
funny.
fart. It sounds like a fart, man.
Shofar, bagpipes. What do you like better?
I could go with the bagpipes. They play melody, actually. It's just an annoying noise on that other thing. You say it sounds
That's why I like it.
I think I'm with you on that.
It sounds
What do you-
like animal violation.
Come on,
of some
play it.
sort.
Well, William, what do you
Give us a
think?
clip.
Shofar or bagpipes?
He's Irish.
Which
of
would you
course he's
rather
gonna say.
not
Let
hear?
them out. There's no reason to keep people in prison behind bars and cages.
The American public wants our sacrament legal for recreational purposes with a solid majority.
It's horrible.
More enforcement is put upon those who use it with biblical authenticity.
You really have to watch the whole video.
It's a great video.
Because that's not him right now. That's not him blowing the shofar.
No, I know.
For recreation.
There is a
So
point where
you are
he is blowing the
following a bad
shofar.
order,
He's
and
standing there with his hands behind his back, and he's all
gun and badge to
stand
your
up straight.
superior
He's-
officer.
And he
doing his thing.
he looks like
You are
anorexic.
following
great.
a bad order. Just following orders, they said at Nuremberg.
You are following a
Wow.
bad order.
Now they're
We
just,
will not be molested in church service, nor will we leave.
you will not be molested in church.
Nor will we
We
leave.
will wait until the unclean have left the temple park.
We will wait until the unclean have left the temple. We will wait until the unclean leaves the park. What the hell is this guy? I gotta get his, whatever he's growing, I want some.
I want some of that weed, Alan Gordon. Please send some to me from New Jersey. We need some of that weed you're smoking, bro. This is too funny.
The temple is unclean. they're sitting next to this freaking well with like a statue of Roger Williams or whoever the hell this dude is. Oh, And it's their temple. They just claim it as their temple. Hey, this is our temple. Do not come unclean into our temple.
Did you purify?
Yes,
All right, Cindy's pure.
I am pure.
Wow.
She is clean.
Wow, this is too funny.
Ugh. Yeah, there's some crazy people. I love them.
But
I know.
they show up.
They're awesome.
They show up.
I really appreciate it. They might put me on
Yeah, we
Team
get to laugh at them
Sucio
because
now.
we show up too.
Yeah.
But anybody else that's not tuning in and not coming there, they don't get to laugh at that.
Yeah.
He's showing up, they're not.
We're not the bride.
Anytime.
Hook me up, man.
My car was blocked
I
in.
got breakfast the next morning.
Oh, you guys doing a radio show over there? Oh.
She is.
Sorry.
What do you expect?
Sorry, my bad.
Cindy. Cindy comes. She thinks the shows have started.
Do you have an extra milk crate? at
No, we
least?
don't. Sorry.
Woman.
You're supposed to
Yeah,
bring your
I
own
have
milk
them
crate.
too, you
You
know.
can take that. You can take that.
I will take that
Take it.
bucket.
Take it.
And-
Take the bucket and
I don't promise you a microphone, but I do promise you a seat at our table.
blow the shofar.
That's all we ask for at the governor. And, you know, that's exactly.
Show.
No.
Good.
That's what we say to the governor. We don't need a vote. We just want a seat at the table.
He won't even give us that.
No. That's why we're here.
He won't even give us that.
I say he's coming in today about 1:45.
No, he won't be here.
No, he'll be here. I think he'll be here today.
He will not be here. He's at Camden.
I'm back.
Yeah,
He's gonna have his little speech. Yo, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're like a bull in a china closet here, and I'm.
I give up trying to-
You're starting off on a wrong foot today, Cindy.
But I'm smiling. That's a good thing.
First of all, give her a headphone so she realizes how obnoxious
I
she is.
can't help
No, give her, Bill. Give her some headphones so she
can't help
realizes
her.
her obnoxious level is. Come on, put it on, please, please, just for a minute. I want to know what's going on with you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay.
Is your mic on?
No good. Leave it that way.
I'll give you time. I'll give you time.
Okay.
Time's up.
Your time's up, but I'll give you time.
Medical freedom.
But I am one of the hamsters.
No, we were just playing Alan Gordon's video of him blowing the shofar up in Rhode Island, and it's hysterical. It's really.
What did he do?
They
He blew the shofar.
Yeah. Shofar is a friend of ours. No, just kidding.
No, not the chauffeur.
He blew the shofar.
He blew the shofar.
Do we have a video? Do we have any kind of proof of that?
No, we had it while
Yeah,
you
you
were
missed it.
getting late getting here.
Yeah.
We were playing it on.
I was
Okay.
purifying myself for this temple. You know.
Yeah, this is a temple.
Yes.
Yes.
It's what I live for.
You know what's cool, Wayne? Every police station we smoke weed at is our temple for that minute.
Oh,
2
yes.
minutes. I'm right next week. We're gonna go Tuesday.
Where?
You know where? I'm not telling you. I'm not saying anything.
A secret
You know
location.
where?
I love
And
secret
why?
locations.
Is it for me?
No.
No, I don't know.
No, no,
I
it's-
bet you got to guess which police station was bad.
No, it's my redemption. No, it's actually not the police station. It's the.
It's your redemption. We're still worried about your redemption.
It's my redemption.
Come on, we've already had.
You
We've
didn't
already
have yours
done-
either. You have to.
I've never had mine. You've already had 4 of your redemptions.
No,
Do
not
we
really.
have to
I
get
did. You did
redempted?
Randolph.
I need my redemption, Randolph.
I do.
What is a
I
redemption?
need,
Exactly. What the hell? This guy's crazy.
I need my redemption.
I need my redemption. Gotta do East Hanover.
No, we did East Hanover.
We didn't do East Hanover.
Yeah, we
did
did.
Hanover Township.
Whatever.
That's
we
not my
did it
town. I don't live
because you
there.
didn't want to do East Hanover.
I'm scared.
You little girl.
Oh yeah, he's scared.
You ever
Ever since that warning came out for the idiot.
go to a legislator's office and
Yes.
with actual business, like your Senator Cody as an example.
Senator Cody's your senator?
Yes, he is.
If you went to
Dick?
him with official business,
No, Dick Cody.
Yeah.
He's really. I
Is
didn't
that
know
his
that.
nickname or is his real name like?
Yes.
No, his
for
name's
those
Dick
who
Cody.
don't know, Senator Cody is a Democrat and no fan of medical marijuana.
I didn't know
He-
that.
He's a
No,
Democrat who votes against it, and he's on the committee that the post-traumatic stress bill's on. He'll vote against it in
Are
committee.
you sure he's a Democrat?
He's a Democrat.
I always thought I always had the perception that he was a Republican.
I can understand that because he's so bad about this issue. You know, and the strange thing is his wife suffers from depression, and he's very close to mental health issues and a very big proponent of them. And yet to vote against post-traumatic stress, which is a mental health issue,
Really, you can't
to,
know
to
that
vote
much.
to vote against that, it's going to need a reply. So what I'm just saying is you might want to double down and have as a constituent, go to his office and say, here's I need
It's
to
like,
know
go
why.
beat Dick up, man.
I've been saying that for a year.
Yeah, but to go to his office and do that as a patient who will be having pain at that moment.
I've been saying that for a year,
and,
too.
and say, where the same thing you say at every police station, why not do it at your
weird.
senator's
Dick
office at
Cody's-
that point?
That's
that
weird.
I would love to see.
Okay.
Let's go. Get really.
Let's go.
Don't let's go. I
need a ride.
I harass.
He's
I harass my legislators, bro. How do you think Senator Bucco, that friggin' that Republican, you can say whatever the hell you want about him. He actually voted for the little children to get their medicine.
And Dick, and Dick Cody didn't. He voted against it. Or
Yeah, where were you, man, huh? Did you go see him? No. Did you send your letter to your legislator?
Yeah, I did.
To your senator, Dick
Yes, I
Cody?
did.
Yeah, I did.
I always do.
What a fitting name.
You hand delivered one, if I remember.
I believe I hand delivered one.
You hand delivered one to Dick?
Here.
Yes,
I
he
hand
did.
delivered one. Yes, I
Oh
did.
wow.
To
So-
Dick.
Yep.
I give to Dick all the time.
To the office, to the
Yeah.
to the
And he didn't,
Democratic
he didn't heed your
majority.
words.
I took care of Dick.
Yes.
He did not get a reply back.
No, you didn't take care of Dick.
Of course not. Of course not.
But what I'm saying is, let's be ready. He will vote against it in committee.
do it.
And seriously, that may be
So
he
there's
may
bad
be the
Democrats.
one
There's bad
problem to
Democrats
that bill.
too,
If he
yeah.
votes against it, it could be deadlocked and not get out of the committee and die right there.
Now this is hurting our
So
veterans.
when it's scheduled for a vote, you might want to have all your ducks in a row to the day of the vote or the next day.
I
Go
wanna
to his
s-
office.
I'll smoke out his office this week.
I
I'm ready.
say all of us.
I'll
as
smoke
many
Dick
as
Cody
we
out.
can.
Well,
Let's
then
have
I'll
a
smoke
bid.
that Dick
Well,
out.
why don't you?
Wait.
Yeah, we should smoke out of your.
You'll smoke
dick.
the dick out.
You have a pipe.
No, I'll smoke.
We got a pipe
out.
for you.
We've
We got a
got a
pipe for
pipe
you
for
that'll.
you.
I will smoke Dick
Dick
up.
Cody.
I will smoke Dick up.
Dick Cody, ladies and gentlemen, Dick Cody, Senator Dick Cody.
I gotta tell
smoke
you.
We have a
Senator
seat
Dick.
for you.
I'm
We
not-
would like to ask you some questions.
Senator
about
Dick.
I
why
don't know
you're
if it
not
could be
going
a-
to allow veterans to have medical marijuana for post-traumatic stress disorder.
You got just the pipe to use there too.
Oh,
if you're
yes.
Gonna smoke at Dick Cody's office.
We should.
Oh, the pea pipe.
He'll probably want to play with it.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Left.
The
Can we put a wig on it and write Cody on the side?
Dick Cody pipe.
Yeah.
No, Senator
You
Dick.
could name it
Senator
Cody.
Cody on the
Here,
side of it?
I have my
Yeah.
Cody pipe.
We could put a wig in it.
What I'm saying
Suit.
though is,
Put a suit.
consider doing it as a response rather than an offensive, so that
Wait, you're talking to me and Wayne.
well,
do you
And I'm
He's
listening.
your freaking senator, bro.
You're a
Let's go.
constituent.
I'm ready.
But wait, as a response, see when he says votes no.
No, I want to go now. I'm going to go now before the vote.
That's
Oh,
what you
yeah,
got to do.
yeah.
I'm going to smoke out his office and just be a thorn in his side.
I'm going to be a depressed maniac.
No, maybe
because
we
they
could be
should really
nice.
Allow it for
You
different
catch
mental
more flies with
problems.
honey. Maybe we'll go there and be nice, send him
Maybe
your
you
nice
step
little
on it.
letter,
Wayne can
and then
bring food.
after he breaks your heart and votes against you, his constituent, then we go there and smoke the son of a bitch out.
You see, it's like this. It's like if you can say, "Did you see what he did to me?" as opposed to "Did you see what I did to him?" You're going to get sympathy too,
What
as
if we-
opposed to some middle of the roaders thinking, did he even try the front door first? Well, of course you have. But
Yes,
But as a response, as a response that you can say, who's next? Who else wants a piece of this? And maybe start a trend.
I think we should get
You
the
know,
veterans
with other
down there.
patients doing the same, you might be able to start a trend so that they know their vote will have repercussions,
Yeah.
real time.
Oh, definitely. But we got to let people know before they.
I'll be
vote.
there if you go before too. I'll support
Oh,
that.
they gotta know.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, we got to let people know, or they're not going to know that he's, this cruel. That he's not going to allow this for children.
Let's
or
bring
for
that sign.
veterans.
He doesn't discuss it. Again, it's not that we should demand he agree with us, but we have the right to demand he say
Gives us an
why he
answer.
disagrees.
Exactly.
And
But
he has
there's
a vote,
proof,
and he
medical
can't just
proof.
vote against something and then not respond why.
And they're using the scientific studies that are showing that this helps with post-traumatic stress and a lot of different mental disorders, and they're just ignoring it.
You know what else it helps with? Postpartum depression.
Oh yes, no doubt. I mean, this
But
saves
that's
lives.
that's
There's
what
no-
his wife suffered from.
But yet he turned it down. But he doesn't want the best help for his wife. Evidently, he's not educating himself.
Well, that's up to him. But when his vote affects other people's wives,
Exactly.
and their lives,
And their lives,
that's when he
exactly.
needs to
I mean, look at how many people died because Governor Christie wouldn't vote for the children, and how many children had to die before they finally voted for it. How many lives have to be lost before people will wake up?
Have died.
Yeah.
Yams
I mean,
are
this
my
is the
friend.
war. There's more people
Blowing
dying
in the
here
wind.
because of these
The
stupid
answer
drug
is blowing
drug
in the
wars.
wind.
It makes no sense. I mean, this is the biggest killer of the economy, as
That's like
far
a,
as I'm concerned.
That's like a song. How many deaths will it take till it knows? Too many people have died.
Give Jim a guitar.
How many
We
times
should
a
start
man look-
jamming. We make up our lyrics and then go
How
on.
many times can he look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died?
It's just like the wedding singer,
Yeah.
the wedding crasher.
We could crash on
Where they do, they do this song and they
Said
just
it.
do it like, you'll never find another love like mine.
For marijuana. He's in love with Mary Jane. Hello, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Nice to see you here.
Greg in the house.
Yes,
In
Greg
the
is in the
hizzy.
house. Hey, there was that Philly event on 710. We can talk about that. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Big turnout. I think it was a big success, except for it stopped in the middle of the road and nobody knew where to go. That was the only problem. But other than that, I mean, it was great, wasn't it? Who went? I went. Greg
You went.
You went.
If you said
Did you
so.
go? Did you go? Philly? 710?
Yes.
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 Yes. Were you able to march the entire march? It was long.
Yes.
And you did it anyway. Gee, I'm very proud of you.
I don't know why he
Well,
gave her
thank
a
you very
mic.
much.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a long march. It was great. The police were fantastic. They were right up there with us. Matter of fact, they were applauding. They were saying pot for police, and the police were going, yeah! And got it on video.
were they
It was
doing?
They were going, yeah!
Yeah. What were they doing?
The police
They
were
were-
going, yeah! Pot for police. Yes, they wanted it. Didn't they, Bill?
They were
Witness.
cheering us on.
Here's my witness. Here's the witness. Listen to Bill.
They were cheering us on.
They
They
wanted
were
it.
cheering
They
us
did
on.
not want to be. They didn't want to be involved in the paperwork of writing tickets.
Nope, they were
They didn't
on
want
us.
to.
They were,
So they didn't
were
bother
with
it.
us. They were
So
with
they
us.
didn't-
They
So
were great.
was
Yeah,
this then a celebration
To
of
do a
the new
ticket?
laws where
This was-
it's the
this-
$100 max if you're caught smoking
Oh,
and
yeah.
25 if you have possession?
I would say victory march
That's
for
emboldened
sure.
people
Yes.
to go to Love
Yeah.
Park.
It was a victory march. I mean, people were smoking in the parade. Nobody was bothered. There was no arrests. Police were walking side by side with people smoking their medicine.
Who had the biggest joint?
Oh, of course it was Steven.
Steven.
Steven had a foot-long joint. He won the contest.
He always
Yeah.
wins.
He always wins.
He's a
who,
nut.
Who can beat that? I want to suck on one of them one-foot joints. I
Man,
haven't
we know
had-
what you want to.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, Lefty's got that blowjob face on his
No, what? What? All right, that's it. Where's your microphone? That's it. That's it. You crossed the line.
Where's your
Goodbye.
producer?
You know it's funny, right?
Oh yeah.
Made it easy for me that time.
Yeah. Tell us how you really feel.
You need a big one of them
Lefty,
big-
you got that BJ face on, whatever the hell
You
that
made
means.
me shutting off your mic easy today. I have no guilt today at all about it now, so I'm good. It's just still going. I love it. It's still going. We're gonna do a radio show now.
She's not even going. She's just going like.
my medical marijuana. Can I roll it here? I'm gonna roll it here.
You can roll it here. You just can't smoke it here.
I'm rolling.
Jim Miller, you just do the mouth. She'll talk and you do mouth words.
Let me say ya. Let me see you. Do it. Do it.
I don't even know if they can hear her on the air, but
Oh,
they can probably hear her a little bit. That's funny. This is
You
too
even
funny.
took her mic off. And
I
she's
had
still
to.
going.
She's telling me I have a gay face. I don't have gay face.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, that's what that meant?
I do
didn't-
have gay people
I
hit on
understand
me.
that's what that meant.
Well, gay people hit on me all the time.
I thought she was trying to tell you that she
I
wants to perform something.
always
because
have
she got
gay
that,
people.
It's actually a compliment, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Backhanded
I think she's
compliment.
just-
no, because
Gotta
it's
move your shoe.
gay people and it's old ladies, like 80-year-old ladies. When I used to visit my grandmother,
not 80.
80-year-old ladies used to grab my ass. I
Oh.
swear,
Really?
80-year-old ladies used to grab my butt at the old folks' home.
That's 'cause he was
I swear,
walking into
they have nothing to lose. What are they gonna do?
Oh, who you kidding? How many did you stumble upon, huh?
A couple.
No,
I
I mean,
thought he was hot.
I mean, how many did you say? Hey, come upstairs to my mom's room.
What a sponge bath. No, sorry, ain't happening.
You got that BJ face.
I'm a
you
happily-
know?
Yeah.
Where's your microphone? Which mic are you? All right, there, you're gone. All right, who's left on the show? Jim Miller, it's me and you now.
Yeah, that part about them grabbing your butt.
Oh, what's your mic? Welcome to the Lefty Grimes Show. I'm solo today.
You think you're so hot, but you're turning everybody off.
But I'm perplexed.
I think he's butthurt.
Yeah, of course it would.
Why would my butt be hurt?
I got to know. You say that like it's a bad thing, though.
The Cody pipe.
I think he forgot where he placed it.
Okay, we got a PG alert.
PG alert. PG rating alert. PG rating alert.
Really, PG alert. Or really complicated double
Don't go
entendre.
there where your lunch is. Governor Christie will take them.
Don't watch out, kids. Governor Christie's going to steal your lunch and your lunch money.
You each take one of these sandwiches, throw it down on the ground if he approaches you, and run.
Hey, kids, you see these sandwiches? Take one with you. No. If you see Governor Christie, throw a sandwich at him and run. Throw your sandwiches at Governor Christie and you might get away. He's going to chase you and he's going to try to get you. So throw your food at him.
Oh, geez, where did this go? Oh man.
It's gone, Sal.
So that sign that says "sit down and talk with us on our podcast" is a joke sign. We don't really hope for that.
No, we hope for
it. Oh boy, do we hope for that.
I would love to have a conversation with him. You would really like talking to the guy.
Yeah, I would.
You know, because you would learn that like he's got a dirty mouth. Oh yeah. Oh,
really?
He's talked to me.
Oh, that's right.
I might point out that Wayne would know, seeing him outside his duties as governor.
Not outside, inside.
Wayne sees him at the.
I see him inside.
Barini's Deli.
I see him. I told him once. I said, "Yeah, you know, we're the people at the table in front of your state house on Thursdays."
You told him.
You told him that?
What?
Oh yeah. Well, I told you this.
What? No, you didn't tell me this.
Did you give him a free hoagie?
This is great.
No, I don't give him a free hoagie.
No.
So, while I'm talking to him, like I'll tell him, you know, and I said, you know, me and Ed, and he's like, Weed Man, and I'm like, yeah, we want to do a skit, and you know what, Governor, you know, I really don't agree with you on the NJMMP, and I really don't like to talk to him about it because, you know, my parents get PO'd and crap. I said, you know, so I really want to talk to you about the NJMMP, but when the guys do make fun of you, it's always about your weight. And I tell them they gotta stop with that weight stuff, you know, because there's so many other reasons to not like you.
There's so much more to hate.
I said, really, the weight has nothing to do with it, you know. And he kind of like looked at me.
More factually accurate.
And he kind of looked at me and he goes, you know what? They want to talk about my weight. F them. But he didn't say F.
Yeah,
right, of course.
He said they want to talk about my weight.
You dropped
F
the
them.
F-bomb.
Right.
I mean, like, I was being very respectful. I didn't say, you know, I didn't use no foul language. And I was kind of like on his side.
He opened the door for you, though.
Yeah, but.
Hey, effing right.
Nah.
Jim, another person wants to sign something. We have no petitions. We have nothing.
Okay, keep quiet. Keep quiet.
It's on the table.
Continue your story, Wayne.
Guy wants to know if there's a petition he can sign.
Yeah, like for Cody's vote down.
Are you collected any signatures
not
for
today.
anything?
We should get one.
Yeah, no, I have one made up. But
Are you collecting any signatures?
Are you collecting any signatures? Yeah, collect them. That's your job, producer. You're the producer.
Are you the producer?
No,
Can
she
you produce
is now.
something? Please produce
Not
something.
yet.
Produce some signatures.
Please produce something.
I can produce things.
So yeah. So when he comes in and he starts talking to you.
Where'd Greg go?
He's giving an interview.
He's very interested.
Isn't it?
I'm just saying, Greg could probably help you out with the.
I don't know where he went.
Petitions?
He's right here.
No, Greg.
Greg, nice talking to
No,
you.
we have a. We have another patient.
This is like romper room here.
Yeah.
This is like strictly
This is
romper
not
room.
good. This
He just lost a soldier.
I'm the only mature one here.
This is worse than Morning Zoo.
Wow. From now on, just 3 mics, bro.
Yeah, sorry, we're out of mics. I only get 2 mics today.
Sorry. They broke.
Oh, yeah?
They broke, yeah. They broke.
I should call off.
Yeah, yeah. So hurry up and roll that.
I don't, my phone broke or I'd be calling you right now.
Roll it.
All right. Well, so Wayne, you were talking about the Governor Christie in your store.
Yeah, he's just The way he talks, he doesn't care how he talks.
Right.
Shit, fuck.
Hey, whoa!
Oh,
Hey,
no,
hey,
no.
come on!
Oh.
That's how he talks.
I know, but
Yeah, but you're not him, and you don't get to say that here.
well, there's no kids, but still, you didn't know that.
Yes, I looked for kids. That's why I said that. Because there's no kids here. They finally went inside. They're all feeding them. Will you shut up, please?
God.
Just for once, just shut up.
What is wrong with all of you today?
You don't have a mic. Just shut up and roll.
Roll that joint.
So yeah, my
Concentrate.
whole point is he doesn't. When he talks, that's how you would think. You would think that a governor, someone who said, I'm how my parents would feel. I'm just a small-time guy that got to meet the president, and here he talks like a truck driver.
Got to hug the president.
I think he did more than that, to be honest with you. I think he got on his knees. Praised him, I'm saying.
He prayed with him. Yeah, that's right.
He loves the Republican who loves Obama. Go figure. That's how Republican he is.
He's not talking love fest now. Though. He's trying to separate that.
Are you still talking? Will you please shut up? If you don't have a mic on, we'll go across the street, please. Bye-bye.
He's doing the raping, Don. I mean,
it's.
Somebody's doing that. Just think it's women being raped.
I'm gonna go medicate now. I think
That's all you gotta do is play Donald Trump.
Stress, thank you.
Another good reason to edit. Demonstrationably.
Hey, that smelled really good. Whatever you did there.
The kiss.
That smelled. Whoa. Oh God. Is it break time already?
It is break time.
Yes.
I will be across the street.
But you have to listen to her.
Come back and grab your mic, man.
If you go over there, you got them BJ eyes.
She's gonna race you back and beat you to your seat.
Oh, she's not. This is my seat right here. I have to sit here.
No, let's do a crate. I need a bucket.
Why? What was I thinking?
I don't know.
What was I thinking?
I really don't care. I love Cindy, but don't talk if you're not on a friggin' mic.
I'm right here, but I'm
She
right
don't
here,
know
guys.
she's here. She don't know we're talking about her.
I'm standing right here. You're talking about me. I'm standing right here.
Hello? It doesn't work.
It
doesn't work. Oh,
It's like this.
Well, that's him. That's what he's doing. He's got the.
Don't say it. I'll turn your mic off.
I'm pulling. I'm pulling to Cindy. I'm talking off mic.
It's not funny.
Oh boy.
It makes no sense.
So what are we doing here?
All right, now, let me explain one thing. When we have a guest here that walks up, let them speak. This is some housekeeping. When we have a guest on the phone, today we're going to call the Magical Butter CEO.
Ooh.
Let's not manipulate. Let's not wait. What's the word? Not
That's good.
manipulate. No.
Manipulate.
Tawana Brawley. Monopolize the conversation. Let's let Garyn talk when we call him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like to talk while he's talking.
I want to hear them.
Does she need to be? Shouldn't be warned about the no swearing, but you might want to have a quick disclaimer whenever somebody calls.
Whenever somebody comes up.
It's easy when they're in their own environment to let one slip and.
Yep.
And then, of course, pay attention ourselves.
But Garyn, I don't think I need to tell him that, but I'll tell him that anyway. He's a very straight-laced guy. I mean, he's a good guy. We got to call him.
It's a good habit to get into, though.
Yeah. He likes everything, Like I took some videos down that had anything questionable in there with Garyn. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because you never know. You never know.
Garyn's cool.
He's the best. Garyn's the best. I can't wait. Should we give him a call now or after break? I'll give him a call.
You give him a call after break. He'll be in a better listening mood.
Yeah. Because, Garyn, he likes to do these daredevil stuff. I don't know if he flies that thing, that magical butter parachute, but he likes all that stuff. Like all those Russian guys that hang off buildings. He's always sending videos of that stuff to me. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He goes up on these buildings and sits and hangs off the end of buildings. He's tied up, but still. That's crazy.
He's tied up.
Well, he's tied up. He's tethered.
He's secured.
He's secured.
Okay.
Tethered.
He said tied up. I'm thinking something else.
No, it's not like
it's
the
against his will.
No, it's not like the.
We're gonna tie you to the top of the Empire State Building.
Lean you.
I do have a story about.
Where is he from? Is he American?
Yeah, of course. He's from
He was
Florida.
born in America?
Yeah, he's from Florida. And he started this company with, he had some money put away. And he
Doesn't
started
seem like
this-
an American to him because
What's the feedback
always
on
working.
Magical Butter Machine?
everybody loves
best.
him.
The best.
Everybody loves him.
The parents loved them.
Pretty
It's-
easy to use.
Yeah. It makes life easy.
First Boston Freedom Rally I ever went to, Garyn was there. I had no idea. Long story short, he's
No, we got
selling
time.
these things, these magical butter machines, and he was selling them for $50. Exactly, like that's how long ago this was. And I'm like looking at him like, nah, don't need it, don't need it. He's trying to sell them, nah. You know, I'd rather just smoke. But, long story short, when I went home, and I actually started doing some education about the magical butter machine, I should have spent that $50 because it was worth $170. It's like the first ones that came out were like 150, I believe. And he just wanted his product to get out there. And wow, people that have a magical butter machine, now they're up to what, MB3?
Yep.
You know, the third generation.
They're making improvements
Yeah.
generation to generation. And
They're so easy.
it doesn't just make butter.
No.
Well, I mean, the name
Makes
Magical
oil.
Butter, it just sounds like
It
people
makes-
people generally use it for making oil.
Oil, butter. You make limoncello.
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 I just like saying that. Limoncello.
You can make everything. It's beautiful. It's like a crock pot. Once it makes the butter,
No. It's a glorified crock pot, according to CNN.
a glorified.
A glorified crock pot, and I like that.
Crock pots are pretty cool to start
'Cause
out.
I love crock pots, and to glorify a crock pot, you can't do anything more to a crock pot than glorify it. And that's what Garyn did. He took this crock pot and made it into a credible machine for patients. Every patient that I know loves this machine. Every patient, everyone. Parents, I had one. I gave mine away to Tuffy, actually.
Yeah, they make good presents.
They do. They
Brian
do.
Wilson gave me one. I went to his birthday party before they moved to Colorado, and he gave me one. And I realized I wasn't really going to be making myself oil because I don't come across an amount to do that in the way I live my life. And so I got mine to Jackie Rickert in Wisconsin, who their Jackie Rickert medical marijuana bill has not gained traction in 12 years, but she's still alive, and I hear she likes it a lot. So it's kind of funny how you would give one to somebody who needs it maybe more than you, and I gave it to someone who needs it more than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's about?
Well, he gave these to Brian. He gave them to him to see that they get where they belong. So
Let's see if we can get some today. I want the new prototypes.
I
the
want
new
one
ones.
for Jenny. Jenny Barber needs one.
Jenny.
Jenny Barber.
Yeah, Jenna got one, right?
Jenna has one.
Yeah.
Tuffy has one.
Dude, did you see their? Oh man, did you see Laura Barber's post? How she was starting to make the oil.
No.
Oh, she's got the cookie sheets, got them all tinfoiled up, puts the bud right on there, getting ready to throw that in the oven, baby. Got the Sharpie marker on the tinfoil, HQ for the Harlequin. Oh, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. And as far as the magical butter machine goes, I want to get one of the new ones because I want to start like cooking like everything, like a crock pot.
Yeah, man.
I want to make some like fondue, some cheese. I want to make everything with this machine.
MagicalButter.com. We'll be talking to the CEO after the next break. And right now we have Ken Wolski from the Coalition for Medical Marijuana. Hi, Ken. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Have some headphones and a microphone and come join the fun.
Thank you. Beautiful day here at the State House in Trenton, New Jersey, isn't it?
Oh, always.
It's gorgeous today.
Yeah.
Nice and cool. Got a breeze going. No one's sweating.
So, Ken, you were at the Stone Pony last week. How was that? That looked pretty amazing, actually.
Stone Pony was awesome. Yeah, they were so nice to us when we first went in. They were hugging us and saying, "Boy, we love you guys," you know. And they gave us a wonderful table up near the bands. It was in the under 21 section, which actually worked to our advantage, I think, when we were selling our hemp wristbands because they're very popular with the younger crowd. So, but boy, what a crowd they had for the Slightly Stupid show. They had, let's see, two other bands were with him, and just a wonderful night. And CMMNJ uses that appearance as one of our major fundraisers, and we did really well as an organization. Sold a lot of T-shirts, wristbands, hemp wristbands, and just really helps us to get our message out about, our educational message about medical marijuana and how marijuana helps with so many different diseases, symptoms, and conditions. We were giving out. And Ann Davis stopped by. It was really nice to see her. She's an MS patient. She used to be the executive director of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, New Jersey branch, but she had to give that up. She got multiple sclerosis, and so I was very concerned about her health when I found out that she had MS. And she said that she looked radiant. She looked absolutely radiant. And she was I asked her what she was doing, and she said, well, she's not on any medication for her MS. She's only taking medical marijuana, copious amounts of marijuana, and she feels absolutely great. And that's the only thing that's helping to control the symptoms of MS, and she's just so grateful to be part of the medical marijuana program here in New Jersey and to have access to legal and safe and legal medical marijuana here in New Jersey so she can treat her multiple sclerosis. The marijuana not only helps with the pain and spasticity of MS, but it's also neuroprotective. So the marijuana can actually delay or even stop the progression of this incurable disease, Jim. And I know you're very familiar with MS.
Well, the National MS Society has given us that much several years ago, saying it may have neuroprotective benefits that may actually extend the time a person has with MS.
Exactly.
It could extend their lifetime.
Exactly, right.
And after fighting with them for 2 decades before that, it's good to hear him say, but I think it ought to come with a real big, I'm sorry we've been fighting it for so long and getting in the way and not doing the studies. We're the largest research organization on MS in the world, yet they do not research this.
Right.
They get their information from other research that they do not partake in.
Right. And, in 2008, it was the MS expert opinion paper that came out and endorsed medical marijuana and acknowledged its not only the fact that it helped with the symptoms of MS, but that it was neuroprotective and it could extend the life of people who have MS. But the National MS Society never really endorsed medical marijuana. They said despite that finding of their expert opinion paper, they still felt that there were too many questions about the use of marijuana for the National MS Society to actually endorse medical marijuana.
But my problem with them is they are, as they say, the largest research organization dealing with MS in the world. They do more research than any other organization concerning MS. They do zero concerning cannabis. They're just cannot deny other people's research right now, but certainly doesn't excuse them from doing the research they say they need. To say we need more research and not do it, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Who do they expect to do it? The British MS Society, the Canadians? They
Right.
seem to be following them. They're pretty much behind the curve on this one.
Yeah, that's they were afraid of the long-term repercussions of marijuana use, and to me that's such a phony thing to say, Jim. Marijuana's been in common use in our society since the 1960s for 50 years or more, and to say that we don't know what the long-term concerns of marijuana use are, well, you're just not paying attention.
Well, no matter what they are, they have to stack up against the long-term concerns of MS.
Right.
Right. They certainly have no trouble advocating for drugs that have all sorts of side effects that are not what people want, but if the good outweighs the risks, then it's prescribed or recommended or at least looked at. So what they need to do is to be able to say, I think the detriment from cannabis could possibly be worse than MS itself. And they should say that if that's going to be their position, and then when it is proven otherwise, they should just, well, I don't know how to say it, eat crap and go away. I don't know. I'm trying to say it without swearing, but they weren't it. And you know,
Yeah, it's so frustrating. It really is so frustrating, Jim. I understand your frustration.
I'd like them to have said that to Cheryl's face,
Right.
my late wife, and when she could only move her head and was in a reclining wheelchair with her arms and fingers kind of gnarled up from spasticity, if they'd had the guts to look in her face and say, "I'm sorry, we cannot recommend cannabis for you because we're concerned about the long-term effects it might have on you," just say that so I could have it on videotape, and I would go away and let somebody else take care of it.
Yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, you know, for so many people like Cheryl and so many other people, the long-term effects of marijuana are not relevant. You know,
not at all.
You know, here marijuana qualifies as it's a qualifying condition in New Jersey for anyone who has a diagnosis of less than a year to live, and yet so few people know this that very very few people take advantage of this. You know, for their loved ones who are dying, marijuana helps with the problems of aging in so many ways, and especially the problems of dying. You know, it relieves pain without over sedation. It
gives them a quality of life.
It really does improve the quality of life, Jim. Yeah, you know, it raises the spirits. It improves the appetite. It you know, it just does so many things. For some people, it cures incontinence. You know, so the difference between laying in dry sheets or wet sheets, you know, in the last couple of months of your life is a world of difference.
Yeah, for them and the person taking care of them, I can testify to that.
Right. And so, you know, we do want to let people know that marijuana is a qualifying condition in New Jersey. If you have a loved one who is within 1 year of dying or has a diagnosis or is, you know, you can tell that the patient is dying, you know, that in itself qualifies for marijuana therapy. And, you know, we have 30,000 people in hospice alone in the state, and very, very few of them qualify, only because, for one of the reasons that very few qualify for marijuana therapy is that people get into hospice so late. You know, I think the average stay is only about 2 weeks in hospice before
17 days is
17 days, yeah, before they die. So, you know, at that stage, you know, marijuana really... you know, it's still helpful, but it's
upon a diagnosis of a terminal disease, whether it be a year or 5 years, if you have any terminal disease, what's the risk? I mean, how could that not be the call of the physician and the family, or just the family itself? It's very it's pretty frustrating. I thought it would be different when Cheryl was gone, and I didn't have such a personal stake in it. And much to my surprise and chagrin, it's every bit as disappointing as it was when she was alive. I mean, we always said it wasn't just about her, and I found out when she did die that it indeed wasn't just about her, because, well, I'm still here. So it's gotten under my skin for sure. And we used to go to the MS Society's bike rides, their walks, and hand out information. And I couldn't generate a lot of interest in doing that either. You know, they got to be kept honest. And the discovery of the endocannabinoid system is what was the domino that started things going for them. And when was that? Mid-1990s. It's been 20 years now. It seems like it's not that long, but it has been.
Yeah, and there's just so much ignorance about the endocannabinoid system. Only 14% of the medical schools in the United States even mention the endocannabinoid system. And here it is, an emerging science, a brand new system in the human body, like the circulatory system or the respiratory system, and physicians aren't learning anything about it. You know, it's just an outrage that we you know, the science is so well established of this endocannabinoid system, how marijuana works in the human body, the receptors for the various cannabinoids in every organ of the human body, and yet there's a bias against learning any of that. It's just so unfortunate, so unfortunate. Lefty, did you call CMMNJ TV studio?
Uh-oh.
No. Uh-oh.
Of course not.
So, all right.
Still now on the air. Still on now.
No. We Randy Thompson from Help Not Handcuffs got back to me finally, and there was a little mix-up, but he did get back to me, and I offered to let him come on the show on next Thursday, on CMMNJ TV. But we don't have another date for that yet. Now, let's see, Nick Mellis said he would get back to me by tomorrow to see if he could do the sound for CMMNJ TV for Thursday, next Thursday. So we may or may not be on for next Thursday. We'll probably know better by tomorrow then if you haven't rescheduled. But CMMNJ TV, yeah, we have, we're on television. We're on FiOS and Verizon, cable TV, and we...
how many episodes so far?
Lefty, can you answer that? How many episodes we have in the can so far of CMMNJ TV?
12 or 18?
12 or 18. I know they're always looking for more.
12.
So we have, we interviewed some great people. Keith Strout from Normal. We interviewed Laura and Roger Barber. That was a great interview about their daughter Jenny. And that was the start of a tremendous amount of publicity for the fact that Jenny can't get her medicine at school, and actually the start of legislation. Now there's legislation passed in both the Assembly and in the Senate, and it's right now on Governor Christie's desk.
How long has it been on his desk? We were discussing that earlier and weren't quite sure how long he'd had it on his desk.
I want to say June 29th was the day that it passed in the Senate. Yes, June 29th. Now, my understanding is the governor has 45 days from June 29th to sign that bill, or if the session doesn't expire, then it becomes law without his signature, although he's not the kind of guy just to let things sit. So I anticipate he's going to be thinking about this, and they'll probably let it wait the whole 44 days or so.
It'll be the last day.
Yeah. Before he takes any action on this bill.
Which in and of itself is a little bit cruel. If you're going to deny it, at least let them know. I mean, it's not like he's going to make up his mind between now and then. He's got his mind made up one way or the other. Yeah. I think there's going to be other concerns playing in if this was ever going to have any chance. At this juncture of his presidential campaign, he's going to be extra careful to need a really good explanation for vetoing something like that.
I mean, this bill moved through the legislature with the speed of light,
and got only 3 votes against it, if I remember right.
In the Senate. Yeah, three or four, I believe.
9 in the Assembly and 3 or 4 in the Senate. It's all that voted against.
Yeah. So
Jim's doing a lot of betting, huh? I got $1 bet for you, Jim.
Yeah, I bet $1.
$1 bet says he doesn't sign this bill.
You're both on. I total $7 now.
It's on.
It's on, man.
Because this guy is the modern.
I'm not even needing odds. I'm telling you.
Anslinger.
You know,
wait a minute. Is gambling legal in front of the State House?
Of course. It's New Jersey.
Yeah.
We can gamble here.
It's just not legal in northern New Jersey yet. They're voting on that one.
And we know the governor wants legalized gambling, so I'm sure he wouldn't mind us having a friendly wager on this. And, I think he'll find a way to put his stand. You know what he likes to do? He'd say, you make this little bit of change and maybe move
conditional
this.
Veto.
Conditional veto, and then he buys a little bit more time, but then he puts his stamp on it, and that's called a compromise. He's not following them. He's compromising with them, and that's pretty much the way it's going to go. And you're going to be out $1, and you're going to be out $1, and Nick Mellis is going to be out $5, and the coalition will have $7 more.
So if he signs the bill with conditional veto and he guts it, does it still count as signing the bill?
Yeah.
No. Wait a minute. That's a gray area.
Hi, Joel.
It's not even going to happen. You'll see how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll see. He'll be on vacation.
If that happens, we can each put $1 in the kitty and donate it to the coalition, or.
Then if someone calls them on it, then he'll just say, I told you. I don't care if it's legal. I was going to crack down on it. And I'm going to start here in my home state. You watch. This guy's a moron.
Well, what he said was that, he's done expanding the medicinal marijuana program. So, technically this would count as an expansion, even though it has such overwhelming public support and overwhelming legislative support. He would still have to go against his, I am done expanding this program.
That's a loose definition of expanding he could use, but expanding I would have thought would have meant adding more people to the rolls. This is a child already getting her medicine. Just would be expanding.
All it really does, all the bill really
program.
Does is require the schools and developmental disability facilities to adopt policies that permit the use of medical marijuana.
And he wants a medical-based program. He keeps saying he wanted a medical-based program, and it would be the school nurse administering it under New Jersey state law.
That's what his law. That's what Kuma says.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so to make it a medically
I'm not
based
sure
program,
about that. I think in the bill, I thought it said that it would be the caregiver who would come into the school to administer the medicine to the
would
the
that
child.
be a problem for the Barber family? I think they would accept that if the mother
Yeah,
could at
yeah,
least give
right,
it.
right.
The issue would be not taking their child out of school
Right,
and across the street,
right,
and then trying to
right.
explain to that child why you are so different that you have to take your medicine off school property. It would confuse. This is a special needs child and
Yeah,
does not need to be
yeah.
confused.
Special needs school. I mean,
Yeah, I mean the girl's autistic, so she doesn't do well with transitions. So to take the child out of school and walk her 1,000 feet away just to give her a medicine is really totally inappropriate and not in the best interest of the child.
That's pretty. That's what the law is. That's what spawned the law so quickly. It's as quick as I've seen anything move. This is fast tracked as I've ever seen any law having anything to do with cannabis transpire in this state.
7 days to get through the Assembly and the Senate. It's amazing, amazing.
And it's been sitting on his desk for at least 13 days.
Wow.
Right. Oh, no, over that. Well,
Wow.
yeah, almost 20 days. 29.
Almost 20?
Yeah.
20 days of suffering.
16, June, 30 days of September, April, June, and November. So that's 17 days it's been on his desk.
So,
right.
Jim, if they got a quarter for each day of suffering, you did that.
A quarter? The poor kid can't get school, man.
How much for each day of suffering, Jim?
Well,
was it?
I did that
Yeah.
computation for people who have to pay sales tax.
Oh, the sales tax. All right. Well, how about this for this? How much does each day of suffering cost?
You have to include more than suffering because you're also denying the child of education.
Okay, so education and suffering, how much would that be per day? You think that would be?
The state benefits nothing for that, though. The state what I was saying is the state benefits 7% sales tax from
Yeah.
everybody else, which keeps them from getting 7% of their medicine. In that case, that's netting the state 50 cents per hour of pain that person suffers. That's the total benefit to the state. In other words, they're okay with having the sales tax cause the adult population or children, if they can't get their medicine, 7%. What we're talking about here is you can't compute with a lack of education, the setback in
That's priceless.
dealing with autism.
That's priceless, right? I would think so.
It's
You would think. It's common
that's
sense.
that's
but
why
don't talk common sense when you're talking to the government.
Well, I mean, suffering and death and education, those are three pretty important things in life that you want to...
Well, we don't have enough studies. You know, eventually that's just not going to work.
Oh, you got to do a Harry Anslinger voice.
You will lose your public funding if you legalize marijuana in the schools.
That's pretty, I got to tell you, that's spot on. That's really good. That's chilling.
That's how they look at it, though. It's sad.
Scary.
They're more worried about friggin' money than the health of a child.
Well, this is really the most interesting crossroads I think we've had in a little while, though, coming up with this veto or non-veto, because it has time limits, and even if you can reset the clock with a conditional veto,
I don't know. How could what's the conditional veto going to be? I don't think you could do that.
well, you can pick one little thing and
But
say,
there
well,
is one thing.
pursuant to this act, I don't like it. Should be pursuant to, the technical talk. Because if he does that, it's a compromise.
He's
and
not that
he
bright.
says he compromises. I'm hearing on national news that he has the ability to compromise. And we all know it's kind of bullying not compromising here in New Jersey. We know that he's got people scared to go against him in New Jersey, but it's coming across nationally as compromising. So I think he wants to protect that image. And we could be a real thorn in his side if he doesn't compromise on this and just vetoes it outright.
No, I don't want to veto and I don't want to compromise.
Well, I don't want to
sign
pay
the goddamn bill.
$7 is what I don't want.
Sign the bill,
And
right?
get-
And if you don't sign it, then be the little wussy you are, and let the bill go until 45 days, and it becomes a law. And that's what's going to happen with this. 'Cause I'm surprised you don't see it, of all people, Jim. You see Governor Christie. Hey, you know what? Let me compromise. I'm going to compromise now. Yeah, I haven't done it my whole friggin' life.
No, he did.
Let
He
me
did.
do it now.
On the last medical marijuana bill, he did compromise.
What he's going to do is say, let me look like I'm compromising.
Right.
He wants to
Right.
give the appearance.
Exactly.
I agree. He's not he's not compromising even when he does compromise.
he's
I
not.
get that. He's not. You're right.
This guy's a pud.
You are right. But here's something else about him. 6 weeks before his first gubernatorial election, he was supposed to lose by 6 to 8 points. He was smart enough to overcome that. Is what worries me is he did what it took. He got to be governor, and he didn't do it without playing people. And he's trying to look like this guy from Jersey. He's trying to look moderate. He's trying to look conservative. He's trying to have it every which way. And you got to admit, though, we're going to have some fun when he vetoes it. I agree. My bet is probably not well advised if it were put before a financial advisor.
I think he's got two options.
You know, but
Thank you.
His option is either veto it or let it slide.
Let it slide and pass without his vote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about the big, bad, tough guy that
So you think that's possible? That he
Oh,
might
hell
let
yeah.
it slide? You think
That's what I think that's going to happen.
Is this you think what's going to
That's
happen?
what I bet my dollar on.
Well, that's what we bet $1 on. That.
He ain't 45 days.
Okay, where's my dollar bet here?
My dollar bet is
with you
that in 45 days
He's
he
gonna-
won't sign it.
And it'll become law.
It'll become a law by him not doing anything.
Oh, I'd be happy to lose that $1. I would.
But
I mean, as
still,
long as it
you're
becomes law.
denying, You're denying a kid 45 days of freaking school.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's what he doesn't get.
Yeah, that's wrong.
You know, I mean, if he really cared about his constituents and he cared about his people, well, there's a girl with special needs that's not getting her schooling or her medicine. And 17 days into this, and he hasn't signed it into a law, or he hasn't vetoed it yet.
He's missing his opportunity.
Of course, because all he thinks about is presidency. And if he does this, then all of a sudden all of his talk about that marijuana that he spoke on the national stage, you know, like, I don't care if the people voted for it. Well, then that makes him what do you call that? We call John Kerry that a flip-flopper.
Flip-flopper.
And he's not going to flip-flop on. I don't see him flip-flopping on marijuana. Even though he did it with gay rights,
evolving.
Gay marriage.
Yeah, he'd be evolving. Flip-flopping is changing your mind with no reason. Like John Kerry. And George Bush would attack
Bush
him.
too.
at every
Every
My opponent flip-flops.
they
I
all
make
gotta
tough
do it.
decisions. I'm a decider, and I stick with it.
One day he's for
Decider
it,
in
the next
chief.
day he's against it.
Yeah.
But this guy, I think with marijuana, I think we got a modern-day Anslinger. I think this guy just hates it. He doesn't want to see any benefits that there is.
Well, Harry Anslinger didn't have somebody like you guys sitting at his steps.
Well, he had a president tell him, hey, you can do whatever the hell you want.
All right, so
You're
but-
my DEA.
Well, then you got to keep him honest here each week, and
That's-
perhaps we want to be real accurate about how long it has to be signed, and we'll represent that with a countdown next week, and each Thursday after that we'll have the countdown clock going, and we're going to make your point that it's not just been another week in the 45-day countdown. It's been another week that this girl is not getting her full education and her full
medicine,
constitutionally guaranteed right to an education. She's not getting it. So that's
No.
the point that we make then. We have to be his repercussion. He's going to do what he's going to do, but we can't be enablers. We have to do what we're doing.
We have to hold the
And
feet
we
to
do
the
not
fire.
enable, I must say. We show up and
And you think he's coming here today? I
yes,
bet another
that's why I keep
dollar on
going.
that.
1:45.
Yes.
It's going to be a 1:45.
1:45, huh? Another hour?
All right, we'll see.
Yep.
Please,
We'll
he's gonna be in some line at McDonald's. Okay.
Now, weren't you the one that was just
Free
saying
information,
you
free
shouldn't
information
be?
about medical marijuana here for the passers-by. People passing by, we have free information about medical marijuana. Learn
No.
an intro to the endocannabinoid system.
They
No
say
free
some-
medical marijuana, just free information on medical marijuana.
Yeah.
Correct.
We might have some free illegal marijuana, but
That's across the street.
I would
no,
know-
across the street, yes.
I would know nothing about that.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Come on.
I know nothing.
I know nothing.
I've seen videos of you.
Yeah, they were obtained illegally, and it's part of a court case I can't mention. I can't talk about it. My lawyer says don't mention it and don't ever get naked again.
So, did you guys hear about little 22-month-old Elsa Prather?
Where
Oh,
we're from?
boy.
Yeah, Henrico
Sad story.
County, Virginia. She died in an Ohio hospital after a long battle with Dravet syndrome, a rare form of epilepsy. It caused Elsa to have massive and frequent seizures. Well, that's not the end of the story. As horrible and as disgusting, as hideous as that is, it gets a little worse than that for this family.
See, you know what I think before you finish up? I don't think that the people that did what you say, what you're going to tell them, I don't think they knew who the family was.
That doesn't matter.
I would hope not. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, whoever did this.
I just think it happened to be random, and it was just a-holes.
These a-holes could have had knowledge that they were in the hospital with their child for weeks.
I hope not. That's what I'm trying to say, man. I hope not.
Well,
Elsa, that would make it even more scum.
What happened?
Elsa lived with her illness from the time she was 5 months old. She suffered her most devastating seizure 3 months ago. For 95 days, Graham and Alyssa Prather watched as doctors at St. Mary's Hospital tried every treatment possible. Elsa was transferred by private plane to Cincinnati's Children's Hospital, and doctors delivered the devastating news that Elsa was brain dead. So the Prathers spent Saturday night sleeping next to their daughter before she was taken off life support on Sunday. Now that's hideous. That's absolutely horrible. While reeling from the loss of Elsa, Alyssa and Graham received a phone call from family members. They were told that their West End home had been broken into and ransacked by burglars. Furniture inside the home was turned upside down. The contents of the drawers were spilled on the floor. They were devastated. It just...
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. You know, and yet
And
that happens a lot, unfortunately. You know, people read in the obituaries when the viewing's going to be, and you know that they know that nobody's going to be home at that particular time. So, you know, it's always a danger. You know, it's just so unfortunate that it happened to a medical marijuana family. But you know, it does happen. It does happen more
Were
than
they a
more,
medical
more than you
marijuana
know.
family?
They may have been. It doesn't say in the article, but it also says that the Prathers donated Elsa's kidneys, liver cells, and heart valves, and her brain was donated to the Harvard research for...
What state was it in, Lefty?
Virginia, I believe.
Oh, Virginia.
They lived in Virginia,
yeah,
but I believe the hospital was in Ohio.
As for the criminals who broke into their home, Alyssa says there's no material possession that she cares about losing now. You know.
Jeez, you lose your kid. I mean,
rough.
Yeah.
That is rough, man.
Yes. Well, it's then I mean, neither Virginia nor Ohio have medical marijuana programs, so the child would not have been a medical marijuana patient.
Not legally, anyway.
Right. Which may very well have contributed to the child's death.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Oh boy.
They flew her to a. It's not funny, but they flew her to a specialist, and yet cannabis isn't even thought of. It isn't even like, you know what? This kid's having a lot of seizures. Let's give her something.
Yeah.
Give her something. Let's try something.
Yeah. Why would you not try it? You know, but you know, the doctors in Pennsylvania, you know, they.
Oh no, that's cannabis. Don't touch that.
Yeah, no,
Don't touch that. That's illegal.
We'd rather do brain surgery on your child.
Unbelievable.
We'd rather take out
We'd
part
rather-
of
you know
the
what?
child's brain than try marijuana.
We're gonna have to do something on this, bro. Just like Ken just said, we'd rather have brain surgery. All right. We'd rather, instead of your kid take a capsule with marijuana in it, we'd rather give her a friggin' Valium rectally. I mean, maybe we should talk about all the shit that they want to do.
Yeah.
That just makes no sense. Like, you could do that, but you can't give someone cannabis. I don't get that.
Yeah, it makes no sense, Wayne. It really makes no sense at all.
This poor kid died.
Yeah.
It makes sense if you're a billionaire living in a big mansion somewhere and it doesn't affect you. Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, you know, I guess you could say New Jersey's making progress. Right now, we allow marijuana therapy as a last-ditch effort after all other anticonvulsants have been tried and brain surgery has been tried. Then you're eligible for marijuana therapy in the case of epilepsy.
Maybe. That's great.
You
That's
know,
ridiculous.
Why is it not the first treatment? Why is it not the first option? Because
ridiculous.
marijuana is not going to hurt the child who has epilepsy.
That's one of
and
their-
you know, and it's such a big case. I mean, there's 1/3 of all cases of epilepsy are not managed well by traditional anticonvulsant medication. You're talking about a huge population of epileptics who you know, really need a safe alternative
Let 'em
to
die.
what they have now.
Let them die. They don't want to go through the operation. Let them die.
I say let them die too. Cannabis is not good for you. It's horrible.
Unbelievable.
My name is Harry Anslinger, and I'm against cannabis. And when I said those things to Congress, they all agreed with me. I didn't surprise them. Congress loved me, and so did Harry Truman, a fellow racist. A fellow hood-wearing racist. My buddy Harry.
You got to try all the other remedies first. Is some sort of mutant bargaining chip trying to get the law passed. I believe that's why they add that, because of, like our governor would say, if it was allowed for pain, people would just start trying it for headaches, as if you could go right to that. And even with post-traumatic stress, it says that you have to have failed other therapies in the post-traumatic stress bill. My problem with that is when the other therapies fail, sometimes a life is lost, and you can't do it then. So yeah, I agree. I mean, why should it not be based on the side effects? As a matter of fact, when Cheryl was prescribed Marinol, it was very off-label in 1995, or 96 maybe. And that was pretty early on, and it was prescribed because her neurologist was a real doctor. He was head neurology. It was then Paul Kimball Hospital. He went and got the pharmacopoeia, big, thick book. And he came back in, he was really upset, and I thought maybe I upset him by suggesting that he might want to recommend this since he can't recommend cannabis. And he looked at the side effects, and he said the side effects of the drugs I'm recommending could kill Cheryl. They are one of her biggest physical problems is the medicine. It's hard to decide when it's more harm than good. And that cannabis, he read the side effects, and it was for Marinol, dry mouth, euphoria.
Yeah.
And he's like, Cheryl, how do you feel about euphoria? She says, I like euphoria. Well, good, then, off-label, because if anybody has a problem, you tell them, come to me. So he recommended it based on the lack of side effects and did what a doctor should do. First of all, do no harm. And if you know the drugs you're going to prescribe are going to do harm, then why try that first? There's just so much to it. It's come to my realization we're never going to have a perfect law. We may never have a good law. It's just we have to fight so hard for every little piece of real estate we gain.
Well, this is why we really endorse legalization. Jim, that's
exactly why.
Coalition for Medical Marijuana in New Jersey endorsed legalization in 2014. Hi, Karen. How are you? Nice. So, it's the most efficient and most effective way to get medicine out to the most amount of people. Going this one diagnosis at a time, and it's like pulling teeth trying to get a single diagnosis added as a qualifying condition for marijuana therapy in New Jersey. I mean, it'll be decades before all the mental and emotional and physical conditions are recognized. So we just endorse legalization. It really is the best way to do it. In response to the Stonewall approach to any type of expansion of the medicinal marijuana program in New Jersey.
Stonewalling is based often enough on lack of studies. Now, while I was researching the bills that we did have, I noticed there is a bill somewhere saying that the sales tax collected should go towards cannabis research in the state in some way. They wanted to dedicate the sales tax, and there was a
Senator Scutari's bill.
I believe. Well, it's still active. So
yeah, 1896.
Well, it just seems like we should not let them have their cake and eat their cake and have it too. They can't say on one hand we need more studies, and then on the other hand the money we get from medical marijuana patients in tax form, how can they say it shouldn't go towards the studies that they say need to be done?
Please, I could care less where the money goes, because you know where it's going to end up going, and inevitably it's going to end up going in our pockets.
General fund.
So who are we kidding here? To me, it's a nice thought. It should, if logically, the tax money should go towards researching marijuana and its benefits, but instead, come on.
Logic is the problem.
It's going to go right in our state senators and our state assemblymen's pockets.
Well, the reality is that the research that is you can't get the research done that needs to be done, because the only research that really needs to be done on marijuana is large-scale clinical trials. These double-blind, placebo-controlled, large clinical trials. And because the small-scale clinical trials have already been done. The gold standard of medical research has already been done by Dr. Don Abrams at the University of California, San Francisco, and they've been independently replicated by researchers at the University of California, San Diego. So these clinical trials have already been done, but the federal government is blocking the large-scale clinical trials, and
That's the problem.
no amount of money is going to get those clinical trials done. So, you know, I mean, yeah, you can do some research on some of the benefits of marijuana therapy, but not the kind of research that really needs to be done, no matter what.
Deschedule marijuana.
Right.
Deschedule or reschedule. That's what we have to do. And sometimes, you know, this is going to sound funny coming from the Cannabis King. Sometimes I really think about, you know, legalization versus medical legalization. You know, I'm very hesitant to go all out and legalize cannabis. But if they're going to have the system that we have now, the New Jersey Medical Marijuana Program, where we're paying $500 an ounce plus tax, with all the bull crap problems associated with it, then now I see legalization is the answer. You know, it's common sense if you ask me. You know, but the hard part is I don't like having to go to my doctor and my doctor having to give me 5 drugs that they like. Like, well, hey, if I let me see if I can try this one, if I try that one, and meanwhile I can get something made from Mother Nature that we all know it's going to work better for my spasticity. You know, why are we playing around? You know, people with glaucoma. You know marijuana is going to work. Why do you have to give them, oh, well, no, let's use this where we put this needle in your eye and let's try this technique first.
You're right.
If that's how they're going to play medical marijuana, we need all-out, full-out legalization.
Tax and regulate.
Tax and regulate.
Let people grow their own medicine too.
Right.
I mean, we're not talking about making Percocets, making Vicodins, making what's that purple pill? Nexium. You know, we're talking about, hey, you get a little. We live in a garden state. You get your little garden. You grow right next to your friggin' Jersey tomatoes. You grow your. Name a strain.
Well, the original bill passed in the New Jersey State Senate in February of 2009 allowed for home cultivation and allowed patients who had qualifying condition to grow 6 plants, Wayne. You know, so and this was approved by the Senate.
And they would have been allowed to have 2 ounces of dried material usable in addition to those 6 plants, and then they would.
This is like, this is how it should be all throughout America.
Yeah.
Other thing I don't understand, you know, you guys are CMMNJ. I need a lawyer. How come in America there's a couple of states, I want to say 4 states, is it now? With a couple of cities
4 states and
districts.
DC.
And DC, yeah.
You know, it's legal to use cannabis, but if you're not in those 4 states and those cities and that district, you're denied that right?
Yeah. That's how
How is that possible?
Set up for
this is America.
We can't pump our own gas.
Right, and there are restrictions on it too. I mean, just because it's legal in a state doesn't mean that, you know, it's absolutely free. I mean, in Colorado, for example, a state that legalized marijuana, you can't smoke it in public. So if you smoke marijuana in public, you can still get arrested for that. So
we got them beat there.
You
cops,
know,
well, the cops, yeah.
You know, the
police have to get their money somehow, Ken.
Well, no, it's more a question of regulations. It's a question of what regulations are appropriate for the community, and this is what we have to decide. You know, there are certain regulations that are appropriate and that people are willing to follow reasonable regulations. Like, well, don't use marijuana while you're driving your car. You know, I mean that sounds like a reasonable regulation to me. You know, these are the kind of things that and don't use marijuana if you're under 18. You know, that sounds like a reasonable regulation. And these are the kind of regulations that people are willing to follow. But just blanket prohibition of marijuana is not working. And Americans are repelled by the notion of blanket prohibition of marijuana, and no one is paying attention to this law. The law is worthless.
Well, you know, at least we do have 4 states to look at and point to, because the sky is not falling in any one of those states. And they are realizing money, income.
Now that's what they're doing now.
I know it's painfully slow.
Now the politicians are fighting what to do with the money.
Well,
Ain't that funny? They call it blood money, and yet they're fighting whose pocket it goes into.
Only Governor Christie called it blood money. I haven't heard anybody else call it blood money. So
Christie's calling them blood money mongers. And then he's going to go ask for their votes.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, really. Not going to get that far.
I think he's going for a cabinet position.
That would get him out of New Jersey. Would, you know, from the fat into the fire. Well, you know, bad metaphor maybe, but you know what I mean. You know, it's. Has anybody approached our lieutenant governor as to her position on medical marijuana?
With Donald?
Several years ago, yeah. A couple of people did.
Yeah.
And
when she was a lieutenant governor, or
yeah, when she
candidate?
was as lieutenant governor, but her position was the same as the administration's position.
Yeah, still, maybe we should
You do what Christie
make
tells
the
you.
overture again and say
You do what Governor Christie
do what
tells
Christie
you,
tells you.
or you lose your
Or
job.
you're fired.
Right.
It's really simple,
I mean,
Jim.
that's what all the
Come on now.
commissioners, the commissioner of the Department of Health, I mean, the commissioner of the Department of Health has to do exactly what Governor
Hold on, I
Christie
don't know
says.
if he was fired or if he said, geez, you know, I can make more money owning a dispensary in New York.
Well, that's
I
not
mean,
that was the head of the medicinal marijuana program, not the commissioner. So John O'Brien, if you're referring to Wayne, but
he fired the commissioner.
Mary O'Dowd. No, the commissioner actually resigned. So I'm not sure when her last day is.
Because the offer, the reason was, we didn't hear why, did we?
No, we didn't really hear why. No.
Yeah. Well, I know the commissioner before her that resigned was for personal and family reasons, which means you don't get to ask why. You don't get. Well, we assume you certainly can't say really who.
Yeah, when it's a personal reason, you can't
we
ask.
can't say. So I think it becomes
Good cop out.
a possibility. Imagine being the commissioner of health and hearing what you have to say, knowing it's true, and then having to do the governor's bidding. Maybe it's wearing them down too, and including John O'Brien, and they just would rather resign than get, fired for saying the right thing.
That could very well be the case, Jim.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they all play their cards very close to the vest, and we'll never know for certain. But
doesn't hurt to ask, though. We you know me and the self-fulfilling prophecy. Well, she'll never say yes, and then we don't ask, and she doesn't have to say no. I like making them say no. I mean, we went to the wall for the 1981 Controlled Dangerous Substances Therapeutic Research Act, which would have allowed the Department of Health of New Jersey to ask the federal Department of Health for their controlled cannabis, and I pushed that with Cheryl to get that question asked to the health department. It took over 2 years to get the question asked officially from the senator who passed, Senator Louis Pisano, who passed that bill. And of course, they denied it. And when people say, why would you do all that work just to be denied? I'm not going to be an enabler. And what the response was that there are acceptable alternatives in medicine for those who would use marijuana as medicine, which then we spent 3 years asking all the next commissioners of health, two of them in a 3-year period, what are the acceptable alternatives, because Cheryl would like to try them. I mean, we got them to make a statement, and then we kind of backed them into a corner and, got nothing. But I think we should do that with Lieutenant Governor, the new Commissioner of Health, get him clearly on record.
Yeah, it never hurts to ask again and again. But you bring up that 1981 Controlled Dangerous Substances Therapeutic Research Act. It was passed unanimously by the legislature and signed into law by the governor, and it was to facilitate research here in the state of New Jersey on medical marijuana and to protect patients who were engaged in clinical trials of marijuana. And not a single person has ever taken advantage of that law in New Jersey.
Well, no, because they have been able to, and that was also Senator Louis Pisano is a Republican. He got that passed without dissent, as you mentioned.
Republican.
Yes,
a Republican.
In 1981.
I got to speak up for my people.
Got it passed. But then we spent 2 years getting him to ask the health department, and
Right.
our only question
Right.
was, has anybody even asked? Have you denied anybody? We want to be the first petitioner, and when he found that we wouldn't go away, and we did meet with him in person June 3rd, 1999, you know, he met Cheryl and he made the phone calls right then, and shortly afterwards he asked the health department very passionately for the cannabis. I was surprised, and
Yeah.
of course we were denied.
Right.
But when I say
So, but you know, these laws, you know, in the 80s, 30-some states passed laws that were very similar
Very
to the law
similar, yeah.
that we passed here in New Jersey. And, you know, it was so frustrating that, you know, here so many legislatures were acknowledging and recognizing the therapeutic benefits of marijuana, and yet no clinical, virtually none were in the entire country were able to get done, even though they passed all these laws. So that was really one of the reasons why in 1996 the Compassionate Use Act passed in California, Prop 215. You know, because of the frustration with trying to get it done through the federal government, and just these states saying, no, we're going to do it ourselves, basically. So,
well, they had hoped that with the investigation on a new drug program federally that was allowing a small amount of patients to get federal marijuana, that it was pretty much based on that, all these other laws, including New Jersey's. And when they stopped accepting new applications in 1990, I believe it was, then states like New Jersey said, well, they're not accepting single patient applications. To which I aptly pointed out that if New Jersey asked for it, it wouldn't be a single patient application, it would be a group application, and they might accept it. And then they went for there's acceptable alternatives as their final answer. Never found out what those acceptable alternatives are. And I assume that if it was stated it is the position of the Department of Health are acceptable alternatives. Should not our current Department of Health strike that officially? You know, I mean, because technically it's still their position until they say it's not. So they've got a medical marijuana program and an official position that there are acceptable alternatives. Which is it? Darn, another thing to confront somebody about. Plate's getting pretty full.
Let's go get her done.
Get her done. Or are you talking to Lefty rolling his medicine? Let's get her done.
Yeah, I don't know if that's medicine.
so we have some free literature here about medical marijuana, if anyone's interested in it.
It's medicine, what's in it?
And we have medical marijuana being rolled up. If you'd like to watch me roll up.
Tobacco.
Legally.
In tobacco.
And tobacco. I'm rolling it into a blunt.
And
Yes.
tobacco.
Why would you do that?
Tobacco's
Thank you.
bad.
Thank you.
Why
Bad
would you
tobacco,
do
bad
that?
tobacco.
When you realize, I realized some years ago when I was at a gathering and somebody wanted to pass me something, I had to say, does that have any tobacco in it?
Right.
And I grew up with a whole different 180-degree look at it. But
No wacky tobacco for me. It's all you.
No. I was addicted to tobacco products for about 15 years. and
you're de-cleansing the product. Why would he de-cleanse it?
He doesn't
What
understand.
were they saying?
I'm on vacation, and this is social cannabis.
So I thank you for saying social rather than recreational.
I'm using it socially.
I've noticed you've been saying that lately.
I'm already highly medicated. I'm just going to get
Socially.
high now. Thank you.
Anybody here drink recreationally? No. No, we don't drink recreationally. Some of us, including me, drink socially. So if somebody asks me about my cannabis consumption, I'd say yes, I am a social aficionado with great affection.
Smoke them if you got them. And we got them, so it looks like you and Ken are in charge for the next joint.
And next week, Daniel Brady's going to either bring his guitar or I'm going to bring mine, and he's going to regale us for a couple
Right.
minutes. He was supposed to bring his guitar.
Dan, what happened? Where's the guitar?
You know how well he picks. It sounds like somebody sitting on a porch in Mississippi in the Delta playing the blues. He's really very good, you know. Well, you'll be our first live performer next week, and if I can fit my guitar in, if you don't bring yours. You can't play a sad song on a banjo. That's banjo blues. It's just, there's no such thing.
So Dan will be playing for us next week. Is that true? You going to jam out with us? Here. You going to jam?
It's on my agenda.
How would you classify the music you play as? I heard a CD. I heard about 4 selections on a CD you let me use.
I tried once calling it modern traditional.
Modern traditional. Wow, I can't get my head around that, Dan. Modern traditional.
Another one was Americana.
Instant classic is another one I can't get. Americana, that's good. It reminded me one thing I really liked that you were playing. It just, like I was saying, it sounds like something you'd hear somebody picking on a front porch in Mississippi in the Delta playing the blues. You know, it had a real nice sound, and some you sang with, I believe, and some you didn't. And your voice is very complimentary to what you play. We're looking forward to that next week. But we'll keep in touch. Let me know if you're uncomfortable about bringing your guitar out and having to travel here and back with it.
Yeah. Oh, good idea.
Yeah. I'll fit mine in the back of my car, and we'll get you either way next week.
Okay.
I get a banjo too, you know. Yeah, we could do this.
This will be a party next week.
It's a happy. It sounds like a party right now.
I like this. I'm having fun right now.
That's banjo picking there.
I went to something called All Campus Weekend at North Carolina State University in 1970. 10 groups, all world class, in the Earl Scruggs Review. I swear, I went there to laugh because I figured that's North Carolina kind of hillbilly music, and that's what they listen to. I was blown away by Earl Scruggs and his family in the Earl Scruggs Review.
Yeah, Earl Scruggs.
Yeah, I became an instant fan of the banjo then.
He's still alive, huh?
He may well be, but I don't think he plays much anymore. He's like 90 or something. I think he may still be around.
Old Flat and Scruggs, those are classics. Yeah, I'm a big fan of country music and bluegrass. And
I learned to play the banjo tablature with one of Earl Scruggs' books. He taught tablature, and it's happy music. I like that.
Yeah.
You can't play.
Scruggs invented something called Scruggs pegs for the banjo, so they could change the key.
You could change the key instantly.
Yeah, exactly, up a half a step or a step or something.
Yeah, there was one song in particular where he had turned turn it back up. Yeah. I don't do it justice vocally, but you know.
Right. He was, big and famous. Flats and Scruggs.
I'm picking up the banjo again. I haven't played that in about 10 years.
Here, little Karen is here today.
Hello.
Hey.
What would you like me to say? Hey, how's everybody doing?
Finally made it here to.
Are we going to
one
have
of the
a telephone call?
demonstrations.
Are you setting us up for a telephone call?
So.
Yes, I'm going to give our guest a call.
Where is the? There it is. The camera.
Oh, okay. Sorry to interrupt, but we're going to make a phone call to our guest. Let me set this up. I need a microphone. You guys can talk while I set this up if you want, guys.
Is this for our talk with the inventor and proprietor of the magical butter machine?
Yes, and what we have to do is talk into the box. When we speak to him, we have to talk into the box.
Think outside the box, but talk into the box.
Oh no, what happened? I got a message here. Oh no, I got a message. He must have been listening to the show.
Now he won't come on.
It says, sorry, I can't talk right now.
You guys suck.
And this was at 1 o'clock, so, I think I missed my window of opportunity with him. He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
He might be on a jet setting somewhere.
He could have been listening to podcasts and said, I want no part of it.
He could. Who in their right mind would say that? Come on now.
I don't know. He might have problems we don't know about.
No, he loves us.
Yeah.
Everyone loves us.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
We're doing what they would like to do if they could. I'm being polite. We're doing what they wish they could.
That's right.
You know?
We're doing what nobody else is doing.
I'll tell you what, too. For what we do, it's my insurance policy that if I should be laying in my deathbed, I'm not going to wish I'd tried harder. It's my goal. I want to be content with my efforts, and I don't want my efforts to be based on a reaction to somebody else's pain. I want to try to cut that pain off at the pass. Be proactive. I don't like that word, proactive.
I'm very proactive.
Active. I'm active. I'm not proactive.
Proactive is doing something before to prepare for the action.
like pre-pro.
Pre-active. It should be pre-active.
Pre-active. Okay.
Really.
Preempting something with activity.
I think it should be called pre-active.
Yeah.
From now on, pre-active.
A lot of new words I don't like. You know. There are.
All right, they're having a radio show over there. Let's see if I can shut them off.
No. I like the the background noise, extemporaneous noise. Actually, we ought to have some canned noise. We could get about 100 people recorded, you know, just a general buzz, and put that on here.
We could do that. Or I could just do my little thing here. I could tell,
Got a crowd noise thing?
I was going to tell a story.
Go crowd noise.
Well,
I find YouTube to be wonderful for that sort of thing.
I wanted to sit down with the children here and tell a story around the campfire. I want to tell a story about Governor Christie. Yes, boys and girls, Governor Christie is going to run for president. How's that make you feel? Governor Christie is going to run for president.
Of the United States?
Of the United States, children. It's been a long, hard road, and he
You
feels...
mean like Lincoln and Kennedy? And Washington? And Christie?
It would be nice if my sound effect was ready.
I'm a scared.
My sound effect
I don't want to be scared.
I love this. This is why we need a producer on the show.
Yeah, you do.
And I need a good producer, someone who's going to help me and not hinder me.
You could start out with mediocre producer. It'd be a step up.
I could teach anybody. Just help me produce. So listen, children. I want to tell you about Governor Christie running for office.
Again.
He's running for president, children. No, kids, no. Don't run. No, it's not. Governor Christie's not here. I'm just talking about him. No. Oh, no, there's Governor Christie. Oh, no, he's here. Run, kids, run. He's going to eat you. Run, children, run. Hide under the bus. Children, Governor Christie's going to catch you. He's going to eat you.
He's going to be president.
Oh, God, he's going to be president, too. Oh, God, oh, no, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. That's awful. Let's not do that again.
Yeah, one good thing about our governor, he's okay if you have your pudding without finishing your meat. As long as you get to the pudding.
Christie, leave those kids alone. We're mean.
Yeah, we are.
Right outside his office, too. We're ball busters, Jim.
It is fun.
I'm loving this. I'm loving busting balls right outside his office. He has to walk past us. I'm sure he drives in the back to avoid us talking about him.
Well, it'd be right around the side here.
Yeah, I guarantee he goes right back there, and
Right back there.
he doesn't want to see us. No.
He's come by before, though. This is where it's good to be you.
Are we still? No, wait. Your mic. Wait. Did you redeem yourself yet? You did smoke some good. No, don't take my mic.
Ooh.
That's the worst thing. What do you have to say? Wait. Are you going to say something important?
Yes, we can talk about politics or the weather.
No. I want to know what you're going to say before you come on.
Found your joint.
I just rolled this.
Oh, it's a new one.
Well, all right. Grab a mic. Grab a mic. And I swear to God. I swear to God. You're on double secret probation.
Okay, I'll be good. I'll be real good. Maybe I'll just try to be quiet.
No, well.
So you got a microphone to try to be quiet.
Pick and choose your yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Let's get on subject.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do you feel about the Confederate flag, and how do you feel about all these generals being dug up and buried somewhere else?
I didn't know about this.
Yes. You didn't know about the Confederate flag? It's a flag that they used to fly.
I know about that Confederate thing. Yeah. Yeah, what are they doing that for?
Well, they made a monument.
This is going too far.
They made a monument to this Confederate general, the
Yeah.
leader of the KKK. His name is Forrest, General Forrest.
What?
Nathan Forrest. And
Well, why'd they do that?
but the thing is, they should have never had a monument to this guy to begin with.
No, they shouldn't have.
This should have been taken care of in the 19th century.
Yeah, what's wrong with these people?
These people were traitors. The Confederates
That
are
should have came
traitors.
down with a rope around the neck.
They're
and
lucky they
pulled
weren't
down
hanged.
by the people. What? Why is that statue still standing?
It doesn't make sense. General Lee is
now I
lucky he
agree.
wasn't hanged for
Yeah,
treason.
Yeah, I agree.
Come on,
now
man.
that I know the story, see, people have to be educated to know
So we
what's
can't
going
put up
on.
statues to these people.
No, this is insane.
Right?
Right.
Jim Miller?
I agree with you.
But we don't dig people up, neither.
We don't?
No, that's not right. I heard that
Well,
children
they're not
shouldn't play
people,
with dead
they're
things.
corpses.
He's a corpse. He's dust. He's not even a person anymore.
So what are we gonna do if everybody digs him up? Are we gonna
yeah,
throw
but
him to the pits of
You
hell?
can't
I mean,
have
he's already
monuments
been
to
buried and
racists.
dead for all this
These are
time.
Confederate generals. These people should have been hanged for treason.
Oh,
Confederate
okay.
generals should have been hanged for treason. And now there should not be monuments put to Confederate generals.
dig them up and put them somewhere else. They shouldn't be on state property. They shouldn't be anywhere. Any of these racist generals that
No, they
take them
shouldn't be.
off. Take them out of here.
Where
Get 'em
should
out.
we put them, though? Should we just
I
take
don't
them out
care.
and destroy the statue?
They should have
Just
taken care of this
destroy it.
in the 19th century. They should have dealt with this. Now we're
right.
dealing with it. Just get rid of them.
Remember that Saddam guy? Didn't they like take his statue and pull it down and
Yeah, it
smash
didn't
it
come all
in
the way
pieces?
down. It didn't even want to
I mean,
come down.
There you
Then
go.
Yeah, and they pull it
Stopped
down and
halfway.
smashed it into a million pieces. I think that's what everybody should just go there and do.
They should take that statue of Forrest.
Just do it.
Put it in Newark.
Hey,
Put
don't say I told you
put
to
his
do it,
statue
people.
in Newark.
I mean, I'm just saying that this is like an opinion.
Nathan Bedford Forrest. Put his statue in Newark, and let's see how long it lasts in Newark.
Or yeah, you know, it's just unbelievable. Put a statue of Governor Christie in Newark. See how long it'll last. I'm sorry. Was that okay, Lefty? Is that okay?
That's a good sidebar.
Is this a good one?
A good.
You know, I did hear
good
on the news
digression
on the
from
way
the
over here that there is
reason
no
we're here.
women's statues in Central Park. 22 men's statues.
Yeah.
No women's statues at all.
And none for medical marijuana.
None. I think there should be a woman with a marijuana leaf and a dove, you know, that and a peace
And
sign.
did the dove have a joint?
Yes, the dove should be holding a joint in its. Yes, to the new world. Yeah, a naked woman statue. I love it.
With a
Doesn't
joint.
it? With a joint. Yes.
I'll just keep saying that because we are medical
Here we
marijuana.
go. Here we go. I can make my
podcast.
phone call now. It's Garyn. Let's make their phone call now. Let's get this set up.
Who you calling?
We gotta speak into the box now. Remember.
Yeah, but who you calling?
Garyn.
Okay. Calling Karen.
I'm turning your mic off, Cindy.
I'm being quiet. Is it you?
Cindy, let me talk to Garyn now, please.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Garyn. Garyn Angel.
Yes.
Hey, it's Lefty Grimes. How are you, buddy?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Good, man. You're on the air on Sativa Cross Podcast. We're out in front of Governor Christie's office right now.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. I wish there was a different governor in office, but aside from that, I think that's lovely.
Yeah, yeah. So, Garyn, you are the CEO, and you're an American entrepreneur, American success story. You have the greatest machine I've ever seen in my life. You are helping so many people with your magical butter machine. Patients in New Jersey love it. Parents are raving about it. What kind of feedback are you getting on your butter machine?
The feedback's been incredible. You know, we're a loving company and we have loving customers. Hopefully, this is the future of America.
How did you come up with yeah, go ahead.
You know, when you look at patients across the land, everybody's stuck in this, you know, pill or what's the synthetic way to help cure my ailment or make my side effects subside of a disease. And our approach is different. I think America's approach is now different. You know, and we hit timing perfectly for providing this kind of technology to at-home patients.
Yeah, it's very helpful because in New Jersey, we don't have testing, we don't have edibles, we don't have oils, so patients are relying on your machine to help save their life.
It's a humbling thing to be able to experience this on my end, and I agree with you. I'm at a loss for words when I think of the concept of, you know, just trying to help a friend with Crohn's and watching how it's morphed into so much more. And it's great. It's exciting. It's fun. This whole industry is that way right now. You know, people have come together. They help one another, and it's not like it was in my lifetime of watching America go downhill. I'm starting to see us come together and unite and dance as one voice and say this is what's right and this is what's wrong in the world. And that's what cannabis does. And it's a beautiful industry to be a part of, and it's a beautiful plant to be around.
It sure is. It's about time. I've waited for years for this. Years, and it's about time.
I agree. I mean, it's, you know, there's a lot of patients that have lost their lives, you know, many of them probably unnecessarily, especially when you start to talk about things like PTSD and some of the ailments that, you know, might not be medically backed up, but statistically they are. And that's, to most people nowadays, I think their own well-being and their own experiences are much more important than what anyone tells them. And that's the beauty of social networking, is people who have positive experiences can share them with others, and then others can see for themselves if this is really a solution or an option for them.
Yeah. Did you see that in Colorado they denied PTSD for medical marijuana patients?
Unfortunately, that's what I woke up to this morning, and it's real disheartening because actually last week we did a 5K in Tampa to raise awareness right outside the MacDill Air Force Base to raise awareness for PTSD for veterans. And, I really was hopeful that Colorado would come through. I'm happy that, people have equal marriage rights. I just wish that patients had equal treatment rights. And it's a shame and it's a disgrace. And 5 or 8 years from now, we won't know this, and our families won't know this. But in the meantime, people are suffering unnecessarily just because people and governments are responding slowly because it's in their best interest. And it's funny how the Confederate flag gets taken down in days, but patients are waiting years. And I'm not that I'm a proponent of the Confederate flag. I just want to use that as an analogy of, how quickly governments can move when they want to, and on issues they deem are important. And I don't think there's any issue more important than helping veterans and Americans have access to non-lethal medicine that they can have at home and that they can grow at home. I mean, if you want to solve healthcare and turn it around, if you really want to turn healthcare around, let's start it with THCA. Forget about starting with CBD. Start it with something that everybody has access to. And in any state across this country, you can get THCA in a few phone calls. So let's start there instead of CBD.
Garyn, the project you're working on, is it called Weed for Warriors or something like that?
That's one of the projects we're working on, is the Weed for Warrior project. Last year we did a cannabis run to raise awareness for endocannabinoid deficiency. This time it's for the veterans, and we're doing it to raise awareness for PTSD and the fact that, 22 veterans a day commit suicide.
Yes.
And it's because the drugs that they're on from the war trauma, when they return, and it's a disgrace. These are the people that ensure our freedom, and yet we can't ensure their mental safety. And to me, it doesn't work. My grandfather was a veteran in World War II. He's one of the best Americans I'll ever know, and the most dear person to my heart. And he would roll over in his grave about cannabis in the beginning, but once he started to realize the benefits of it, he put the benefit of VA demanding that those young soldiers that are coming back have access to the best of the best of the best. And that's why I love them, and that's why I love our veterans.
Oh, yeah. We have a lot of veterans here in our area. There's one veteran in particular. His name is Mike Whiter. He's doing some photography, real amazing photography. Have you seen any of Mike Whiter's photos?
I haven't, but I'd love if you would share some with me, and I'll start to follow.
Oh, what's his project called? Oh man, hey Jim Miller, what's Mike Whiter's project called? Does anyone know? I'll get that link to you, Garyn. It's really good. Are you coming across country with your tour, the Weed for Warriors tour?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we teamed up with them. We want to raise awareness for PTSD and veterans. You have to, in life, and that's what I love about you and your group there, is you guys take action. You don't just sit there and let it come to you. You do what you feel is right. That's what America is. And these veterans are doing that, and we want to be a part of it. We want to help them. We've already done this a couple times, so, we're going to do what we need to do to help bring awareness to this issue that needs to change.
Wow. Thank you for that so much. You're really doing amazing work. You truly are. I'm sure you've heard this before, but you really are an angel. I know you don't talk about this a lot, but you gave Vivian Wilson a bunch of money to come out to Colorado. I mean, that was amazing. And you've given out multiple machines to patients here. You've been very generous to the people of New Jersey, and we can't thank you enough for your generosity, Garyn. Really.
And people enough for their support of magical butter and being advocates for change and a better future. And, you know, it's really great to work with people like you, and this has been a grassroots company from day one, you know, and now it's started to go viral, and it's really just because, you know, we try to do the right thing every time, and when we mess up, we apologize. And I'm hopeful that, you know, that's what this cannabis industry brings to the business industry and to Main Street is a loving community of people who want to work together for the betterment of mankind and who are giving souls. And, you know, I love where our country is headed. I know there's a lot of people that are stuck and disgruntled, but I'm looking past the next few years, and I see the future. And the future is community and family, because at the end of the day, there's nothing better than hugs and kisses. I don't care how old or young you are, what color you are, what race, what nationality. At the end of the day, it's all about hugs and kisses and laughs. And that's where we're headed as a country. I know it in my heart.
All right, Wayne's getting close to me now. I don't know, Garyn. You're making Wayne get closer to me. I don't know. Get away from me, Wayne. Get away.
I'm actually, I haven't moved, but other parts of me have. I actually was smoking a joint.
Yeah.
And I heard you had Garyn on the phone.
Yeah.
I had to come, drop my joint, and get over here.
He dropped his joint for you, Garyn.
Damn straight.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Well, I wish I was there to pick it up with you. You know, we can do it together.
I want to meet this guy.
Oh, this guy.
He's great. This guy's awesome.
Machine, you know, Magic 2.
Oh yeah.
This guy is so amazing.
Now, how's the restaurant coming along there? I know the New Jersey Wheat Band had a restaurant opening up there, and I'm dying to get up and check it out. Tell me about it.
It's super cool, man. The restaurant has the best food, munchy food, and next door is the temple where we all go to pray and have our cannabis reflection moments. It's an amazing place. You really got to come up here and see this place, man.
And the outside.
It's beautiful.
Like, I can't wait to get there today on this beautiful day. It's beautiful and breezy. Check out the outside patio.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the little water fountain going.
Yep.
Oh, you got to come. We got to meet up, Garyn.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. You know, I dig what you're doing, and I follow it all online. And you know, it's loud and in people's face, but you know, being quiet about it isn't going to change anything. So people like you have to stand up and do what you do in order to affect change. And you're very diplomatic about the way you do it, and it's fun to watch as an outsider and say, look, you know, this is people that have just had it, and they say enough's enough, and we have to do things for patients and people, and not just for medical patients. You know, alcohol is a therapeutic drug, right? Let's call it what it is, right? Cannabis, and I'm not even gonna say cannabis at this point. I'm gonna say THC for many people is a therapeutic plant, right? And therapies are therapies, and at the end of the day, the President of the United States says alcohol is more dangerous than cannabis. Well, then you shouldn't go to federal prison for enjoying it. You know, it's ridiculous. It's frustrating, and I really think it's going to change, because when people start to get behind something like you guys have, and you have a microphone all the time, and you're informing people, and your following continues to grow, you know, people tune in, and they start to realize that, I'm going to say it like it is, that this is bullshit. You know, that,
Amen.
You know, it is what it is. It's not fair that people have to take expensive pills and things that have terrible side effects when there's natural solutions. And that's where we're at. You know, I'd love to get up there and see your place. I'm sure it's spectacular, because I watch how you do things, and everything you do is spectacular. So I want to say thank you for doing that for the people of New Jersey. And I hope it's enjoyed, you know, for generations and generations, and it becomes a legacy restaurant that gets written down in the history books of what helped add to the change of this country.
Garyn, you mentioned the drug companies before. In my town of East Hanover,
there's a company called Novartis, and they made a cancer drug that will help cure some cancers, but they charge $75,000 a year for someone to be on this drug. So basically, it's an ineffective drug. What do you think about these drug companies charging $75,000 a year for a cancer drug, a life-saving drug? It's disgusting.
It's disgusting, and it's part of the problem of corporate America, though, because when you have shareholders, they don't care about people, they care about profit. And so, I'm in the business world, and I see it. I came from the world of finance, and when you sit down and you meet with a lot of these people running these companies, they're getting a bad rap, and they want to do things differently, but they can't because they're bound by shareholders. And that's really, cannabis is an open source medicine, and all botanical medicines are. Longer term, the reason why I'm so jacked up on our future and why I think it's so incredible and the opportunities to change this country are great, it's simply because you're going to take those barriers to entry out of the way. The reason why cannabis has been lobbied against so heavily is because it is going to affect pharmaceutical companies. Everyone understands that. It will definitely have an effect on the amount of profits that they make. So, their models have been to maximize profits until a generic drug comes along that forces them down in price. The future is different because almost every medicine is either a synthetic or a true botanical root, herb, leaf, or bark. And now with technologies for people to be able to grow at their own house and then compound their own personal medicines, like we saw how compounded medicine took over the pharmaceutical industry. That's really what magical butter is we're a compounding machine. So the future for us is incredible. People grow at home, then they take and they compound their own medicines in their kitchen, and now they treat themselves, and instead of being $75,000, maybe it's $2,000 for a complete setup. And now we can really help people.
Garyn, did you say open source medicine?
Yes, that's what I think we're at right now. We're at a point of open source medicine.
Is that the first time you've ever said that?
I love that. That's beautiful.
I've never heard that before. And
I'm a programmer.
You blew my mind.
And that's exactly, you hit it on the head. Cannabis is an open source medicine.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow, man.
You just broke it down.
Garyn, that's amazing. Wow.
This guy, he's funny.
He's good. You break it down, man. I
He's
love it.
praising us.
I'm loving this, man.
He's giving us praise. Wow. TheMagicalButter.com.
Yeah.
That's all. You finally, there is something in the cannabis industry.
Yes.
In America, actually, that it helps patients. It helps people.
Yes.
It helps.
It helps to a point because, all right, Garyn makes the medicine consistent. His machine will make consistent medicine, but the medicine has to be consistent. The medicine can be changed. The humidity can be. I mean, a lot of things are, and factors here. So, Garyn perfected the one part of it, but there's the other parts that we need to work on, like the testing. We have no testing in New Jersey.
Yeah, laboratories.
Really? No testing? Come on.
But we're talking to an innovator.
Yeah.
We're talking to a genius.
I'm sure Garyn will figure this out, and he'll have a testing machine up and running by next month.
I guess it was about a year and a half ago now. I did an interview, and it was with one of the business magazines, and they said, for an entrepreneur, what is it you'd recommend? And I said, you know what a great business is? Go into New Jersey and give those patients testing facilities because they need them. And now we're a year and a half later, and we're still at the exact same, bottleneck. And a lot of it has to do with, Governor Christie. And I'm glad that you're stationed there because at some point in time when you scream with the microphone loud enough, people always hear you. And look, there's a medical marijuana program in New Jersey. We can't deny that, right? It's there. It's signed in. Now, I understand that he doesn't want to expand it, but to not give people access to testing, how do do you justify that? Like, what is the logic behind that? You know, it'd be like the
They don't know
FDA
how to make
saying-
money on it.
Yeah, there's no.
It'd be like the FDA just allowing drugs to come to market.
Without testing.
You know, it's silly. Really silly.
It's sad.
It's sad that our children have to be tested, you know, like guinea pigs and lab rats. I hate saying these words, but our children are guinea pigs and lab rats in New Jersey.
We all are.
It's terrible.
It's disgusting.
Garyn, there's a girl here in New Jersey. Her name is Jenny Barber. She's a medical marijuana patient. She's going to federal court because the school that she goes to with Tuffy does not allow her to use her medical marijuana at school. So she's being denied her medicine, and she's being denied her education right now. And she's I don't know if you heard about her story, but her name is Jenny Barber. Have you heard anything about Jenny?
I have. And, you know, I'm not going to tell you that I'm overly familiar with the story, but I have heard about it and I've read about it briefly.
Well, I talked to the Barbers, and I was going to say that I was going to ask you for a favor. You've been very generous already, but I'm wondering if you can find it any way to get Jenny a machine, a magical butter machine. Their family has been asking me, and I don't have any more to give them, and I'm hoping maybe you can send them a machine.
Well, let's do two things. Let's get Jenny a machine, and then let's get you another six-pack. So along your travels, whoever you see that you can help, just help them.
Dude.
You don't have to ask. You don't have to do anything. You just have to give.
Dude, that sounds good.
That's why I love this guy.
Yeah.
This guy, he's not, sure, he's a businessman, but he really cares about the patients.
He's compassionate, man. You gotta love that.
Exactly, he has compassion.
Yes.
That's why, Garyn, I wish you, your family, your business, everything you do, nothing but continued success.
Yes, man.
It was an honor listening to you.
Yeah, it's so great talking to you, man. Magicalbutter.com. You know what? I saw you on CNBC, and I think CNN had made a comment about your machine, and I thought it was funny at the time. They called your machine a glorified crock pot. Do you still get jokes about that? Yeah, that's kind of funny, man. Don't you think?
You know, yeah, and Sanjay Gupta said that. You know, yeah, I find humor in it, but the great thing was then after that, you know, so that was in February, I think. And then in November, CNBC named me to the next list, which was the top 100 businessmen of the next, and women of the next 25 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that was my good validation back.
Yes. Exactly.
That we're, you know, and it's not, these companies and these products, it's not about what they are today. It's about what they are 5 years from now and 2 years from now and how they grow. And so, like our machine in our company, for example, it started out as a one-man band, and now, you know, we have employees all over the world, and, you know, we're innovating and designing Bluetooth integration and distillers and all kinds of crazy stuff and better ways to decarboxylate your cannabis at home. And so, you know, at the moment, it kind of hurt my feelings. But at the same token, anytime Sanjay Gupta, you know, is looking at your product, you've already done something right. So, you know, and what was hidden in that story that didn't get spoke about on CNN was the beautiful story of the Wilson. And they're a great family, you know, great friends, and, you know, look at what they've done for their daughter. And in fairness, I'm going to say they didn't do it using the magical butter machine. You know, Brian is a innovative person, and he's done all kinds of different things to come up with ways to help his daughter Vivian. And I should say Megan as well. You know, Megan just finished her nursing class.
Yes.
It's really awesome to watch these families and what they do for their children and these kids and what they do for their parents. And, you know, it's just, and that's why I'm so positive. I've always been positive, but when you see this and you're out there and this is what you live, eat, sleep, and dream all day, every day, you start to see that there's a better America coming. And it's one where we're unified as a community and we work together and we find solutions. And I don't know if it's 5 years out or 10 years out, but it can't come fast enough, and I'm excited for it because that's the future I want for my kids. So I love you guys. I think you're amazing at everything you do. I have to run because I have another commitment. But I would love to do this again with you. And Lefty, offline, give me your address again, and I'll get you that machine. And if you would give me Jenny's address, then I'll make sure we get that one out. And happy. It's 420 somewhere, right, guys? So happy 420.
Right now.
Thank you, Garyn.
Garyn, thank you so much,
We
man.
appreciate
we love
everything
you.
you do.
We'll talk to you soon, man.
You're true, and we love you. Thank
Love
you.
you guys. Cheers.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye.
MagicalButter.com, man. MagicalButter.com.
Wow.
Oh, man. This machine saves lives, and this man, Garyn Angel, saves lives. You want your mic on?
Yeah.
Please, that was good.
There we go.
Okay,
Thank
Cindy,
you.
go ahead.
Thank you, Lefty.
Now that's when
I
you
was
talk.
very well behaved.
That's when you talk, Cindy.
I
When the
know.
mic's on.
I know.
You got it. I love
I got it
That's
now.
good.
I got it now.
How cool was that, man?
That was the
How
most
cool
awesome.
was that?
He was the most awesome person. He had
is,
so much
man.
compassion.
I
For
love this guy.
Unbelievable. There needs to be more people like that in the world.
That's why-
It would make this world a much better place. I mean, he just gave Jenny a machine.
Not just-
Wow.
hold on. I'll
That
give
was
you,
so
I'll give you a
nice.
story about this guy.
Wow.
Okay. See, you don't even know. I kind of knew him before you even knew him.
No, you
I'm gonna tell you why.
You did?
Yeah. How'd you meet him?
What? Come on.
Came in your deli.
No.
Everybody doesn't come into Barini's now. Come on.
He lives in Florida.
Uh-oh.
And his neighbor was my aunt. Well, actually, she was a cousin, but I called her aunt. Long story short, she's no longer with us. She had cancer.
No.
When this guy was just making his
Ah.
machines, he found out, he knew my aunt because they were neighbors, and he actually said, here, try this machine out. Maybe it'll help you make your butter, and it'll help you. And
He helped her ease her pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
so
That's amazing.
this guy,
That's an
he's-
angel, all right.
He's not about exactly.
Yeah, no,
he's not about the money.
He wants to help people.
He's
He
one
has
of those
money.
smart
He
sons of
doesn't-
guns that knows that you take care of the people.
Yes.
Everything else.
Yeah.
Everything else. Everything else will be there.
Trust me, this guy doesn't have to work the rest of his life. He doesn't need to do anything. But he's doing this to
Well,
help
you could
people.
hear the compassion in his voice. He was out to help people.
He's
he was
a
out
loving,
to help
caring
everybody.
person.
Yeah,
The guy's
it's
great,
amazing.
man.
He's given. I can't
good.
tell you how many countless.
Restores my faith in humanity.
He does. He
Yeah,
really does.
really does.
He should run for office.
Yeah, I wish.
Oh, I meant to tell him to stop hanging off buildings. Because we need him. We can't have him falling off
What's
a
he,
building.
Superman?
He likes to hang off buildings. I don't know.
Oh,
he
that's
puts a
pretty
tether
awesome.
on and he hangs off a building. He thinks those
Wow.
Russian people that hang off buildings, he thinks that's cool. I think that's great.
I think
You ever
that's
see that?
cool. I think
I
that's
do,
cool.
but I don't want to do it.
It's cool, but yeah.
That is.
And I don't want him doing it.
It
I want
must be a rush,
Oh, I know.
What a
It's
rush.
adrenaline.
It's a rush for a
Yeah,
Russian.
he should find a new.
Oh, Garyn, don't do it,
hobby.
please. We need you. Stop flying
Yes,
your
please, we
crazy
do.
parachutes all over
we,
the.
We need you to keep creating and,
Yeah, we need you, man.
helping these people and making these machines. This is one of the best machines.
It's the greatest machine ever. It's a
Yeah, it really
multitasker.
is.
it's not just a glorified crockpot.
Yes.
It's a multitasker.
It's a no-brainer.
You can make limoncello with this
Yeah.
thing. You can infuse any
It's
oil.
a life saver.
It's a saver of lives, man.
is.
That's what this thing is.
Come on.
I know. It's unbelievable
It's a
how,
lifesaver.
more people don't know about this. This should be on every shelf in every store.
I see it.
should
I see
be
it everywhere.
everywhere.
I see it all over. At
I
head
see
shops.
products
I
going
Yeah,
to.
but it's in head shops. It should be in Walmart. It should be in all these
I've gone to
stores.
cannabis
or at least stick
conventions.
it in a mall somewhere.
I've seen a million products, and very few I really put any credence into. This product, the magical butter machine.
Oh my God!
Come
yeah.
on, everybody knows this is a winner.
Shark Tank should be chasing after him, begging
He
him.
doesn't
Well,
need
no, he
Shark
doesn't need
Tank.
Shark
He doesn't
Tank.
need
He's above
anybody.
them.
He's an entrepreneur. He's
Yeah,
a
he's-
pioneer. This guy. He's amazing. This
It
guy
is
He's
amazing.
on the MB3.
He is actually a scientist because he's created such a fantastic machine
He's
and
got
way
a
to help
beautiful
people.
wife. He's got a beautiful family.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
There's nothing but good things is going to happen to this guy.
What a
'cause
story. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's-
it's great.
He is an angel, just like
well,
his name.
obviously, yeah.
I didn't think he's real, to be honest with you.
I
They
didn't.
can't be
I
real.
didn't. Yeah. This is the
They
first
can't
I'm
be.
hearing
No,
about him,
he's
and I'm
Illuminati.
really like.
He's Illuminati,
yeah,
and he's
right.
on our side.
But he's on our side.
Yes.
Oh well, that's cool. That's cool.
I like having the Illuminati on our side.
Yes. Well, what do you consider me? Am I Illuminati?
Do you really want to know?
I'm anti-Illuminati, maybe.
You're what?
No, you're like one of those.
The
weird
Illuminati is the light.
No, you're one of the
illuminated.
minions of the Illuminati. They use you to do things. Like they could use you.
Oh yes, I am like a minion.
Because you have those implants in your head.
Yes,
that they
I
can
do.
kind of send
Yeah,
messages
they
to,
do. They do.
and they make you do things.
They send these frequencies that really whack me out where I can't think.
Cindy, go do this.
Yeah. You know how it is, Lefty. You got the same problem.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh yes, you did.
No, he's got them.
I got other problems.
Oh, we know.
Got them the BJ face.
Multi.
Where's your mic? What mic are you? 3?
Multi-talent.
Turning you off.
Hey.
How about now?
I'm watching which thing you're pushing now.
Ooh, that's another microphone he's
Yeah,
pushing.
you know which buttons
It's
to
a cannabis
push,
show.
don't you, baby? Huh?
Oh,
I could get you in trouble.
can't get me in trouble.
I get you.
Cindy. So what's up? What's new? What's exciting?
I went to a secret stash party, and so did you. It was awesome. It was awesome.
You there?
I was there. Yes. You remember?
No.
I asked you for a ride, and you were like,
Oh
"No,
yeah. I
walk."
remember. No, up yours.
You
It didn't
can
go down like that, dude.
You can
I was the
walk.
first one there. So
And
I
I told
had
some
7
people they could
cars
sleep in
blocking
my
me
motorhome. They took off with my keys
And
and
2
my
o'clock
wallet,
in the
my
morning, she's
phone.
like, "Could you give me a ride down the
I didn't
street?"
expect them to take off with
Hun, my car doesn't go upwards. It was blocked.
It was blocked. I wanted
Blocked in
you
by
to
7 cars.
levitate it
And
or-
you're still like, you didn't give me a ride. What was I supposed to do?
I don't-
Everybody get up. Move your bars.
Advice, maybe. It's comforting. Maybe some.
No, I gave you some ideas. I told you, freaking kick them all out.
I did. As soon as I got back, I said, "Get the hell out of my." They're like, "Let us explain." Get the hell out of my motor.
I'm surprised, like, you stayed that night.
Oh, he stayed alone.
I would have left them. And
Hell no! I woke up the next morning. Marley Sheen made me breakfast.
You lucky bastard.
Medicated breakfast.
I got so high,
You know what I
I
had
just
for
left.
breakfast? Do you want to know what I had for breakfast?
No, because
Oh my God!
I would have
it's so
stayed, but I
good.
just got,
Oh,
dude, I was so high at
Oh.
like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I'll tell you
I didn't
what.
know what to do. I'm like, you know what?
Oh
How
man!
about I drive home right now?
Do you know
That's a
what?
great idea. And then
Oh, he
she
did.
stayed.
I was looking out the window watching Wayne drive by, but
You didn't honk or nothing?
why would I? You didn't give me a ride. I even offered you a place to stay, so
I had
you
to-
didn't
I had
have
to
to
wake up
drive
3
4
people.
hours back home.
What? That's the problem. I
I
was afraid
seen
that
the
if I,
motorcycle go
if I stayed in your
by.
pad,
You know,
we'd have kids.
Oh no! I wasn't
what
gonna
I'm
let
saying?
you stay there once I kicked everybody out. Once I kicked
Just
everybody
the
out,
two
that
of
was
us.
the end. No.
We can make
no,
it if we
no,
try.
see, you don't
just
understand. The
two
option
of
was
us.
only open when there was lots
she
of
ever
people
take a
staying
breath?
I don't know.
Do you
I'm
breathe?
defend-
Do
I
you
have
ever
to
breathe?
defend myself.
She's like a fish.
I mean, I'm
she might
always
be
on
like a
trial.
reptilian.
You know, I'm not a reptilian.
I
These
don't
people
know.
behind me are reptilians. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that openly?
No, open source medicine.
Yes.
Open source medicine is wonderful.
I can't get over that. Open source. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's true.
so-
It's just like logic right in your face.
It's in your face, simple. It's, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Fullybakedradio.com. Fullybakedradio.com. Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you. We're here every Thursday from
Yes,
11
from-
to 2. Every Monday from 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
And we're going to start doing a night show.
That's the one my cat watches. There's 2 viewers, my cat and the weed man. Yeah, that's the 2 viewers. I think I'm going to cut my cat, though. She's not going
Cut
to
it
be
or
allowed
kill
to
it?
watch it anymore.
Oh, cut it. Oh.
Yeah, going to take away her video,
I don't lie. That's you
her
watching
access to that one.
it. Yeah, put that up there, son.
No, we can't
Oh,
talk about that.
yeah.
We can't talk. It's a news story. We can't talk about that.
I like that. That's different.
That
That's,
was in the Everglades? Oh,
oh my
Everglades
God.
City.
You know, the last one like that was the guy having sex with the stuffed animal in Walmart.
No,
You
but
gotta
we're
talk
this,
about the
this
guy
is for the
having
night
sex
show.
with an alligator.
This is for the night show.
Florida
I mean, is
man
that
arrested
real?
for
Is that
having
real?
sex with an alligator.
Come on.
Man.
We're not doing this
Was it
story.
a man alligator or a female alligator?
I don't know if it was
A
gay
man alligator?
sex.
What
Was
kind
that
of
gay
sex
animal
was it?
sex?
I mean, really,
Was
just
that gay or
I've gotta
hetero
know.
animal sex?
Do they show it?
It was bondage. They tied the alligator up.
Oh,
no, I
that's
think that was
that's
just a
rape.
picture. That was just a picture.
That's rape of an alligator.
No, that's just a picture they put next to the guy.
No, he tied.
God,
He
look
did
at
Listen,
that
listen.
guy.
I'm going to shut your mic up.
He tied him up?
Rupert Darvin, 59, kept a
took my-
12-foot alligator tied and blindfolded for the last month,
my
sexually assaulting the reptile multiple times a day.
I didn't know they tied him up.
Really?
That
What
dirty
is wrong with you
bastard.
people? Come on, man.
Should have made it
Is he
fun
getting
of me.
charged with animal cruelty?
That's
Because
just
he should be.
ridiculous.
This is animal cruelty.
Look at this guy. He looks scary.
Hey, look, are you
He looks
allowed?
uglier than the alligator.
I got a question. Are you allowed to have sex with alligators in
No,
Florida?
you
Because
can't. That's horrible.
Well, they can
Yes.
have. Remember the case down
No,
here
you can just
in
have-
the state
it's
of New
with
Jersey where
horses.
the guy
All
had.
right, take a breath. We're not doing that story.
Well, you remember it, right? I mean, but
Dude, she doesn't shut up.
I feel
That's
sorry for this
amazing.
alligator. Is there a lawyer out there that can defend this alligator?
You know what we have to do? We have to call her on the phone and let her talk, and then we'll do our show while she talks.
My
We'll do-
phone
This is
battery
great.
died
I love it.
because
She
I
just
talked
goes on
too
and on and
much.
on, and,
Here,
and then
it's
it talks about everything. Doesn't matter what she's talking about. She just goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to be
keep it
leaving
up.
soon. It's almost 2 o'clock. What time is it? I bet it's time to end your podcast.
Okay, let's talk about ending the podcast for 20 minutes now.
Let's do this.
I was just saying, it's just take a breath
It's
every
too-
now and
look
then.
at
Take a breath and let someone else talk. That's all.
You
It's 2
can-
You're
o'clock.
done. You're done.
Actually, we're done. I think
You're
we're
done.
done.
Look,
We're
thank
done?
you so much for proving to Lefty that I know the time without even looking at it. I have a lot more,
Reptilians are like that, you
abilities
know.
than you know.
Are you a reptilian boss of us?
No, the reptilians are in that place behind me. I am one of the great.
Oh, I thought you meant like Ken Walski and them people.
Ken Walski's a reptile?
No.
No, like, the
Ken Walski's not a reptile. How dare you?
Is he a reptilian? He's not even.
He's one of the overlords. I don't think he's a reptile,
Yes,
though.
the overlords.
He's
They're-
an overlord.
Yeah, and
Look
they're
at Jim taking
reptilians.
pictures.
The reptilians are running
Smile,
our
Jim
government.
taking a picture.
Jim,
Yeah. And
Jim
you're
is rep-
blocking Jim taking a picture.
She's crazy.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just speaking the truth.
All right, end the show for us, Cindy. Take us home.
Okay, look, everybody, I'd like to see more people come out here and join us because we need a lot more people to get the word out.
Stay home.
You
Stay
got to
home, you
educate the
bums.
masses. You can't stay home, watch this iPad podcast, and think that you're going to get things done. You got to come out here to the State House. We're here every Thursday from 11 to 2. Right, Lefty? So hope to see y'all.
Oh, yeah, and don't forget.
See y'all out here sometime soon, I hope.
Shut the fuck up.
Thank y'all for watching.
Okay, CMMNJ.org, SativaCrawls.com,
FullyBakedRadio.com, NJWeedman.com, SativaCross.com.
What was that? That doesn't help your Cindy. That doesn't help your situation at
let's
all.
go.
At all.
Do I care? I'm out here
That.
smoking my
hey,
medical
hey,
marijuana.
Oh,
I am saving the world. Thank
So-
you. Thank you.
We know you're out there watching this, listening. Don't be afraid to write to your legislators, your state senators. You can even write to Governor Christie. You'd be wasting your time, but please do it. Tell him that medical marijuana freedom must be updated. I love it. I love it. This is beautiful. That's the best thing you ever did. That's the best thing you ever did, son. And she's still going on and on and on and on.
She don't stop.
This shit's gonna be over like 5 hours from now, and she's still gonna be
She's still
talking
going.
like that.
She likes.
people.
Yeah, she's going on and on.
Still
and on.
gonna go on
She's
and
just-
on and on.
Oh my God. How do you deal with that? La, 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 la.
Yeehaw.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
CMMNJ.org.
We'll see you Monday.
Medical-freedom.com.
There it is. Medical-freedom.com and get your flag.
Yeah.
Get your
Flags
flag.
with an L.
Get your
Flags with an L.
medical-freedom.com.
You
flag.
can even marry your flags if you want.
Now you can marry your flags in America. Yes, flags with an L can get married.
We got William putting his flag back in the box.
Thank
Yeah.
you, and we'll see you in a couple days. SativaCross.com. See ya!